Mm-mm. Mm. We're waiting for.
We're live, you know that, right?
Yeah, I'm
All
trying
right.
to get on.
Yep. If you can play a video, go ahead and, and connect to a video. Just
I want to just greet, introduce. Go to the video. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. I see you, Justin Albania. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome to the Nightly Exchange. Welcome. 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 To the Nightly Exchange and on Facebook and YouTube. You can find us on Liberia Watch News, Facebook and YouTube. And please share, like, comment, and follow. Right? To where it's free. It's free. Please do that for us.
that is
We
right.
appreciate
That's right.
it. That for all of us. You know, you're part of this community. Every time you come watch this, you come here to listen to what we got to say. It's all about Liberia. So we are all somehow a part of this community. You're allowed to call in, comment. You want to come on whenever. So that makes you a part of this community. And we try to make it engaging as much as possible. We don't want to make it boring. We're all here to talk about Liberia. This is not a one person space. This is not a one party space. This is all of Liberians and all of political parties in Liberia. That is we're here. Send your representatives. Send your what propagandists, whatever they are. Send them, and we'll make room for them. You know, for to talk about Liberia, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hopefully not too much ugly because we're tired with the ugly. We've seen too many uglies. We are ready to move on to the good. Uh, um, and make progress. And so far, Ray, I think we're on the right track so far. What do you think?
Yeah, super on the right track. Yeah, good evening to all of our viewers here in the United States and around the world. We're glad once again to be here with you guys. Like my colleague Amy put it well. There's a space created for every one of you. You know, irrespective
Absolutely.
of your political party, political persuasion, there's a space for everybody. You can bring your best, whether you're CDC, UP, CMC, um, LPP, ANC, whatever you are. Come, let's have the discussion. Come, let's talk about Liberia. From a social, educational, um, science, whatever it is, we discuss everything here. There's a platform that is here to do that, and we are here to give you the opportunity. So if you're a doctor somewhere, nurse, social activist, um, someone wanting whatever, come through. Let's have a discussion. This is about Liberia, and that's it. We're on. That's the time we're on. If you're not bringing that energy, we don't want you. Back to you, Amy. But I think
Yeah,
our sister should be at the
absolutely.
back, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The comments. Let's discuss Liberia. Anything because we everything in our country needs to be talked about. Healthcare. What else? Education. Everything. Which we're gonna talk about some here tonight. So if you have expertise in any of those, I mean, like Therese said, be our guest. Oh, be part of us. Welcome, David. Welcome, Wilson. Welcome, Willie. Welcome. Yeah. Welcome here tonight. We appreciate you every night. I mean, for those who don't comment and who names we're not saying, thank you. Also, we appreciate you as well. And tonight we're gonna bring in our newest panelist, one of our sisters in the Liberian community. You all might know her and know much about Liberia more than some of us might, by the way. And you'll see. Well, you'll find out as we introduce her and she,
Well,
you know,
she's somebody who is not strange to the hula balu of
no,
the Liberian politics.
no way,
she's
no way, no
she's
way.
she's definitely part of the epic center when it comes to Liberian politics.
When it comes
She-
to her, Emina, baby.
She embodies what Liberian politics is. So but she's gonna
Yep.
come here tonight. There you go. That's the official introductory flyer right there of our sister. That beautiful African queen kind of look right there.
Absolutely.
Everything exclusive, man. So welcome. Our newest member of the team here, and tonight Monday, man, it can get any better than this, Amy. Justina is in the building.
There you go. So yeah.
I'll say Justina.
Good evening, Justina. How are you?
I'm good. How you all doing? Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm really glad to be here.
Oh, no problem.
Well, we are absolutely ecstatic to have you as well. Thank you for making yourself available to join the team. We know very well you come from a tremendous wealth of knowledge when it comes to contemporary Liberian politics. And I think it's only fair that you are added to this as we forge ahead to building an institution that stands to to bring that change that Liberia needs, and we all can be a contributor to that effort. So thank you so very much for joining the team, and welcome.
Thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you to what's her name for reaching out to me, and thank you to you.
The great Amy.
Yes, thank you to Amy for reaching out to
from
me.
Marshall Territory.
And thank you to you. As you all know, I was part of the late night when it started.
Cousin meet next year.
That's right.
Yeah, I was part of the late night when it started at first, and then when I saw people coming, a lot of people, and I said, you know what, it's time to step back. Let the young people, So I'm here. I will do whatever we can to help build it up. And then when the time reaches for me to step back, I will step back and let the young people continue to take over.
Oh, that time he reached your
right. Say about young people. I mean, making it seem like talking to somebody way back in 1847.
Right. So let me come on, my brother Alfred.
And that really comes from a place of being humble. You know what I'm saying? But we know very well.
What are trying to do to us tonight?
We know very this space is not strange.
Well, how you bring Alfred before me? I'll backseat before that man.
My man, I'm gonna tell you talk to me, man.
Oh, that's not bringing balls to them before. And
come on, man.
Bring on my brother Mobile as well.
Momo, what's up, bro? What's up, Alfred?
We have a full house tonight.
Yeah, tonight we're on fire tonight.
Oh, keep firepower tonight. To share the live as we come on. At least let's share at least to 50 people. As we come on.
I know, my man. I give me busy. I didn't want hour.
Don't bring the root. Take out your
man. Don't bring that. Manchester United.
My man. Somebody. My man. Did I care been with this? Cause
I care been Alfred. You did not match.
He already clean it out. What do you want to be putting more? It tells you every time we get to go clean our hair.
that nursing Rui when you force here will not part of that thing, man.
So welcome, Jenna guys and Jenna lady.
I know.
I've been right, bro. Thanks for asking, man. But how are you as a family, man?
My man, we all found out. I all left in the old man hand.
But you made me. I went all the way down to Philadelphia. And I connected you.
My man, let's do our opening. I mean, please take care of the show. Yeah.
Please wait in the back.
I mean, please take care of this guy.
I forgive you. Let me tell you now.
I mean, please take care of the show. Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you, guys. We're here tonight. We have a lot to talk about. Hopefully, we'll get to it. With the videos and stuff. JJC here. Bear with me. First, We're gonna start with what's on your minds, guys. Let me hear. Let me gonna pick your brain a little bit. Ture, you what's on your mind?
Well, I tell you what, a lot on my mind, but I'm gonna keep it short. Look, I'm seeing a new Labrador right now
Mm-hmm.
that is transforming with a lightning speed. Um, you know, it's a patience is a virtue, you know, and with old age comes wisdom, and that wisdom can only be used with what? With knowledge, a knowledge acquired years. And that's what we're seeing. Look how calm Labrador is right now. Labrador is so calm, right? We're not talking about nothing. We're not talking about fuel shortage. We're not talking about rice shortage. We're not talking about, mysterious killing. None of that stuff. That tells you that we have a leader who understands the country. We also have a leader who have a very informed
I
temperament,
need a solution on
right?
here tonight.
So I'm telling you, man, that is on my mind, and I know I'm gonna have opportunity to talk a lot about other stuff. But right there, just not getting that phone call that somebody passed in your community last night, I'm here, and I know that my mom, my siblings, they're all doing well, and the rest of the Liberians population. That right there bring a lot of closure, and that's how I feel right now about this government, and that's exactly what's on my mind.
Thank you,
Back to you, Amy.
Justina, you wanna what's on your mind, sis? Can you hear me, Justina? You're muted.
I think it coming a little bit late to my end, so maybe that's the reason why. Yeah.
So you need to go out and come back again.
What's on my mind is security. Um, I really want to see more security. I really want to see the government step up her game in terms of providing security because we got a lot going around the world, and a lot of Liberians in the diaspora want to be able to go back home. And their number one fear is security because every time when somebody come from the diaspora, they go home and then you hear the news, oh, they got unalive by by on new men and no hair, no tape. So that is really, really on my mind. I really, really would like to see the government stepping up into those areas. The world is getting more risky every day, and it is time for every country to start bringing home your citizens. It is time for citizens to start preparation of going home because things are not the way we used to see it to be. And the second thing on my mind has to do with the drugs issue in our country, which is which have had a significant impact on our young generation, both male and female. Um, when you have a young generation that is into drugs, the the education that they learn, it all go down the drain. And those who are not educated, they just become a waste, a group of people that any politician can just take advantage of their vulnerability and try to use them against themselves. So those are two areas that I really want the government to focus on. And the third one has to do with healthcare. I really want the government to open up the referral hospitals at least into various counties. At least each of these counties should be able to have a referral hospital to make the distance much more shorter, and then increase a better pay for healthcare workers that can encourage a lot of healthcare workers from in the diaspora to come back home and be able to join and contribute to that country. So that's what's on my mind.
Thank you, Miss Cote. Mrs. or Miss? Well, Alfred.
Well, I've got two things on my mind. The first one has got to do with the armed forces of Liberia. Um, over the week, I think the barracks in Niba County was dedicated. And I'm also told that there is plan on the way for the one in Grand Jide to be rehabilitated and also dedicated. I think this is a good thing
Awesome.
to decentralize our army and making sure that we can put them to work, and not just to keep them at the Edward B. Kennedy barracks, and they're just sitting in there. We need to decentralize everything, especially so the armed forces of Liberia. I would encourage the chief of staff to do more recruitment for the next year. It should be part of the budgetary plan for next year to do more recruitment, because I tell you what, the current armed forces that we have is not able to meet the challenges that the country has when it comes to security. There are places there, Liberia has a very porous border. We have over 2,000 borders in that place that people can just walk across. Aside from the one that you know, the major one that you know, people can just, especially during the dry season, people can just walk across.
You mean the one with Lofa and Nima?
Everywhere,
You fell for that, didn't you?
So I think it's something that we need to look at. The government need to look at recruitment for our security forces, including the police. The police is not enough to be able to take care of, I'm talking about real security. Well, when something happens, in fact, I learned that the passport department from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is being decentralized now. They just opened a new one in I think in Bond County
today.
So there's a lot that has to do with security. You can just open a passport center in places like Bond County if you don't have the kind of security that you need to ensure that people are safe when they are doing their day-to-day job. So that's something that I think the government need to look into to ensure that we can beef up security. The second thing on my mind tonight has got to do with the Wologisi. I know we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I will just hold my peace.
Famous Wologisi. Yeah.
I will just hold my peace because I don't want to jump the gun, because I believe you already got that in line of the conversation tonight. So I will just hold my peace and turn over to Moba.
Moba, what's going on? What's in your mind?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you to my fellow panelists, and thank you to our many listeners out there. A lot on my mind. How much I'll be busy these few days and other stuff. I can be on the show, but how much I have a chance, I will come here to at least give my own 1 and 2. But what on my mind a lot. I see people criticizing this government for dedicating the new building, while they never called a former president name and other stuff. But people forgetting to know that government is continuity, and we all understand that a lot of times we saw on the past regime that condominium were built even before they were even within 6 months before. Then now we're talking about a school building that should be done, right? That the previous,
I think you go into a conversation a little bit
before that government, that money was already allocated and other stuff were already on the board. But then people will come and say they were getting credit for every little thing in our country. I think it is wrong. Our country being so political in a sense that people just say whatever they want to say. And even when you're doing the right thing, you see people will still come out and criticize you, and they will still come out and praise the other one and forget about the other one. Now the competition in Liberia is Unity Party and CDC. A Unity Party said this, CDC said no, that we don't want to do, we are doing it. And they're forgetting to know a lot of concession, a lot of project.
I think you're going to our conversation a little bit.
I just want fire now, but let me stop when you to me. Because I want to tell the people a lot of projects that we know and we will get documented that were already in.
You'll come in with that. You'll come in.
I mean, no problem. Go ahead, man. Yes. I yield my time.
So before you start, Momo, I wanted to ask Alfred about. I know that we don't have that.
I'm making top in.
We don't have that on our topic, so I wanted to ask him. He was talking about recruitment, right? Recruiting a lot of folks in the army. What do you think that the army needs to do to make other Liberians feel, the need or feel energized about joining the military,
the armed forces of Liberia.
Liberian, what do they have to do?
I mean, 100% when it comes to security forces, especially for the AFL, we have to first of all be honest to talk about support. It has the government has to have the political will to support its armed forces. And if you have people in the legislature, because The president can just get up, he can just get up and say, okay, tomorrow we're carrying everybody's salary up when it is
Mhm.
not in the budget. So everything we're talking about, about the armed forces of Liberia or the police, for example. So now I'm a former member of the armed forces of Liberia, so I will speak on the armed forces of Liberia.
Mhm.
The armed forces of Liberia, in my view, needs more support. And as far as I know, since 2008, we have had a lot of different attrition rates in the years. Since 2008, we have had attrition rate. People have left the army. Some people have died. So as a result, the number that the American people helped Liberia to train, which was 2,000 men, is not the 2,000 men that you have right now standing. To be
So
honest with
people
you,
keep saying those numbers, but it's not actually those.
it's not actually that number.
Oh,
It's not actually that number. That 2,000 men is just on paper. People use it for political reasons.
okay.
But the actual manpower is less than 2,000. Okay. So we need more support. We need more support. That's why I talk about recruitment. Now they are talking about rehabilitating barracks, which is a very good idea because you can recruit people and you don't have place for them to stay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you have to do the rehabilitation of those barracks and then recruit people. So I was recommending that since now we are talking about decentralization and we are seeing that we have this government in place that have the political will and of making sure that they can do everything within its power to ensure that we have security in the country, especially with the AFL now. We're having the barracks in Nimba being rehabilitated and it will soon be transferred to members of the AFL to go and live and work in Nimba. And also the one in Grand Jide is coming online. I think this is the right step in the right direction, and we should all support it, especially this year when we're talking about budget, because the AFL is the only organization in my mind that has got nothing to do but to provide security, both internal and external, for the country. The territorial confine of the country is supposed to be guarded by the armed forces of Liberia. That's their job. So if we don't have the enough manpower, it's an issue. So we need to make sure that we are, matching our priorities, making sure that we have the barracks ready, that when you recruit people, you go straight into the barracks and start to work. Because you can't just do one and leave the other. You have to do all together. Recruitment, rehabilitation, recruitment, just like that until, because I remember when I think when I was little smaller coming
My
up
man, you're not quality short. Some more get short
and
on here.
around Liberia armed forces were around 6,000 before the war. 6,000 strong men. That was what they started with doing Dota. That was the amount of men that was standing for the AFL. But since the war, we have not reached that level. We have not even reached that number yet.
Thank
So
you.
I don't know what's the plan that the current chief of staff have in place in terms of reaching that number and how long will it take? Because it requires a lot of money to do the recruitment and building new barracks for everybody to stay.
Thank you. So yeah, Mama, why you tell us what's on your mind? I know you're a military man too, so maybe you can.
So
If
what's
you
on my
have
mind? What's on my mind was I think Justina's, stress on some of the point I would have struck tonight, but I would just sort of buttress some of what she said. Security is what's on my mind. The issue of drugs tie into security, right? Because I wouldn't. They both are obviously kind of
intertwined.
intertwined, right?
Yeah. Mm.
So, look, the war on drugs is something that um, our government is not taking seriously. Let me say this for a fact. The president might have the intention, he might be intentional about the war on drugs, but I feel that the level of impact on our society has not been felt. For I'm going to speak from a law enforcement side of it because the war on drugs is sort of two parts. One is the law enforcement side, and on the other side is the treatment side. But if you do a good job in fighting the war on drugs effectively, it will go a long way in reducing the stress on the system, as in the treatment side of it, right? So leadership, when it comes to leadership, I think we are lacking that when it comes to when it comes to fighting the war on drugs. This is a serious menace in our society, that drugs is eating up the fabric of our society, and if care is not taken, we are going to lose a huge portion of our generation, especially our future leaders. The young generation will be impacted immensely, to the point where it's going to hurt us so bad. The generation that we depend on to pass over the torch, to keep our country afloat. If we don't fight these drugs intentionally, we're gonna lose them. What kind of recommendation, that is needed, and how can we fight this war on drugs, remains, something that is somewhat something that we should all put our heads around and sort of find a solution to it, right? I cannot go deep. I cannot dive deeper into it, but just to say a little bit on top of on the surfaces, the right leadership needs to be in place. You need to get people in places where they can leverage their positions to be able to look. We have the United States. We are the strongest. We are the oldest ally to these people. Why is that government upon government keep come to power, hiring people, appointing people who don't have the ability to leverage their position to come up here in the US to deal with, maybe either by state or by or going to the federal government, to ask for assistance. Give them a good picture of how you're going to fight the war on drugs, because once the war on drugs is fight from the source, once you meet it from the source and attack it from the source, it makes the job easier for even the drug enforcement agency in the United States, because right, it comes from our side before going through the seas or air to land over here. That means they won't have the lot of work on their hands. But because we don't have the right leadership in place to effectively sell a good case to our partner,
Mm-hmm.
that is the reason why we are still having issues. We even like, for instance, my brother talked about the AFL. We don't have enough men in the AFL again anyway, and that's so sad. But if we have to go deeper into to this topic, I would be able to propose something that our government can also use as another alternative in the fight against in the war against drugs. We could use a non-combat MOS or detachment of the AFL, and detach them to the drug enforcement agency to help fight the war on drugs. That means we're not adding additional money to we're not asking for any kind of budgetary support, because those guys are already been paid. They've already trained. All we need to do is retrain them as DEA agents, so that they can be temporarily attached to the DEA for a duration of a year or two, to assist the DEA. That means they will be under the command and control of the DEA agency, and then they can help us effectively fight the war on drugs. We could go more into that, but for just my train of thought and what I feel is trending on my mind is security. Security. We need more visibility, like Jenny, like Justina said. In order for people from the diaspora to go back, they need more visibility, security visibility around the country. Unlike that, people won't feel safe to be back home, even though there are semblance of security in the country, but people that we need more visibility around the country, not only Monrovia, but around the country. Thank you.
What's on your mind from like coming to church that we should just go into
Lord, I'm always on time. Whether I come late or not.
on time. 4 hours on time. Okay.
All right, no problem. Let me just say
Yeah,
what's
make it
up
short and brief.
to all of you on the platform tonight. I'm happy to see Sis Justina. I've been following her for some time, but I've not met her personally. And
See, you got thing here, Justina.
yeah,
With you.
so I've seen her in the people struggle before. So
In a
look,
vineyard.
there are many things. There are
When
many things.
the rest in this game, my man.
There are many things that we would like to unpack tonight, and hopefully, if we have the time, we will deconstruct them and get into the details. But what on my mind central around the proliferation of drugs is everybody topic. Everybody been discussing it, and the march on the Capitol for August 7th, and also the issue about the
What is
Vero
going on
Project.
tonight?
The Vero
Welcome,
Project. The Vero Project being dedicated by the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency President Joseph Yimam Boakai, and the impact said project going to have on our people, and so and many other things. So I'm just going to follow what you have on your plate today, so we can discuss the issue. Thank you.
Absolutely. I hope I had enough food. So, Georgia, well, I think Georgia on the phone, so we cool. So yeah, we're gonna jump in on the straight on in the topic. I'm trying to play the video here. Bear with me. Like I told you, JJC. Don't shoot me.
Still trying to pick up.
Yeah. So we're gonna start from here.
Hit the start button, girl. You're doing well. You're doing good.
It's doing pretty good. Just hit it. Just hit it, body.
There you go.
Thank you very much. These are the seats.
I think I'm having problem with the audio, Amy.
Amy,
Yeah.
what? Amy, are you going to play this whole clip today, right now?
Is that? Hold on, wait.
You're
supposed to cut it, cut it and then play
Yeah,
it.
you have to edit it. You have to edit it and then bring it to the exact point.
Yeah,
That's the
just too
only way.
long.
'Cause it's too long.
So this video was actually brought to the middle. It's not the beginning of this video.
Oh, so that the 100 schools you're talking about?
What?
Go ahead, George. We'll soon get to this.
Anytime Georgian listen to acid do breed again use. You got acid do say you get metal, you get breed.
Guys, the audio already low. Can we pay?
I mean, you're here to insult people. My view insulting to y'all. My view that you want insult.
You all work hard for us to be well.
Yes,
We promise you're going to make our country better. Not that we were going to do it as individuals, but a number of people in different positions initiated the took to make sure that they serve the people of this country. This is the time that we want to make sure that we serve the people of this country. Then I just want to say the age of Methuselah.
Amy, this is okay now. I don't think we got to. The time is fast spent.
Yeah, because it already low. We can barely hear
We
it.
all, everybody follow this thing today. I guess we know what the whole thing about.
Yes. You're not helping tonight.
Yeah.
You guys follow it, but did your audience follow it? I was sitting ready playing it for just you, you know.
Well, they're
Yeah.
going to reference it to them.
Anyway, so
We
Amy,
know
don't
the,
get better with them. You'll get better, Amy. You'll get better
yeah.
on this thing.
Yeah,
Don't
but the
worry.
volume was very low.
It's
I was
taking too
watching
long
it on my
for me to get better
Edison.
at it
There was
again.
no volume at all.
Almost 6 weeks now.
I mean, our technology, she gotta be learning this once more.
I don't mess with her. Don't worry.
I mean, church bear behave on the show tonight. You the only CD on the show.
Look at it when you look at it, beer.
That
Yeah, with me.
Hey.
So Senor know about yesterday, right?
I mean, let's get straight to discussion. No, tonight already got enough people on the show tonight.
Yeah, especially the
You
time
want
is
to go to
burning.
the show because you're already hurting my brain right now. Like, all of
Hey, what
these,
No,
happened,
that's
man?
what the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
topic
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
more people to come.
everywhere.
My
Sorry,
brother
Madam
George, my man,
Mother.
causing you bad. That making fun, my man.
Go ahead into your
You ain't my
topic
brother,
first,
man.
Amy.
It's okay, man. Don't worry.
The applicated lady her chance to lay her show, even though the video will take too long, but you know, she can just explain at least, you know, so can bring more people. It already almost 11
Actually
o'clock on my
trying to
side.
play the video for the dedication, but this doesn't look like it. I think this look like the passport video.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
passport.
that's the passport area. The dedication one was there. That's the passport.
Okay, so
video.
let's talk about the passport. Let's talk about it, and then we'll get into the dedication one. Because I'm assuming you all watched that too, right?
Yep.
I'm not even gonna try to do that. So let's go. What do you guys think about never mind. I think Pamela and I discussed it already, but we'll just wanna you guys tell us what do you think about this whole decentralization decentralizing efforts or exercise that the government has going on right now.
Well, this
What's
is
the Teray?
this
You wanna
is
start?
this is idea. This is sustainable. This is the way in which that Liberia can actually enhance productivity, right? When you bring resources and access accessible to people in their localities, or at least in close proximity to where they are, then you are adding value to them and the service that you're trying to deliver onto them, right? The idea of decentralization cannot be overly emphasized. If you look at Liberia, everything, even anything you want, you have to go Monrovia, right? And that can be a problem, right? Because everybody heading to Monrovia, everybody heading to Monrovia, and there's not really a lot to be doing in Liberia. If I've been there, I know exactly how people are delinquent in terms of even coming to work on time, right? So when you have it in Banga, especially that strategic spot, you have to understand that. It's like it's so central in Liberia that place. I'm not saying it because I'm from Bonkande, but if they could have selected an ideal location to put that thing there than Banga, right? Program from Lofa, Massive County, Nimba, right there. Everybody right there. That's like the melting pot, if you will. So absolutely kudos to the government by bringing that to the people down there. Not everybody need to go to Monrovia for everything, you know. And I know the next time we're going to see something will be opening in Nimba, another thing will be opening in Lofa. In a place like that, like you need to take advantage of service being delivered to people where is most accessible to them. And I think that's the approach the government is taking, and that's definitely where I feel like this government is moving in the right direction.
Okay, say Justina.
Yeah, I think decentralization is very important because before the war came to our country, we had local government, local governance, and each county never used to have a superintendent. Superintendent used to be elected, so they had a whole entire structure of governance, right? So having the passport section being open to this area is good. I applaud the government on doing that, but I would want the government to do more by organizing the local government elections so that the next senatorial election we can have the local government elections into that election. Also talking about the passport, yes, I know that they will not be printing a passport in this county, as what I know so far, but they will. It is a process site, so it cut down the cost of transportation for our people. The fact that our people will have to pay sometimes 10, 12, 13, 14,000 dollars just to come to the city, and then they gotta be struggling to get a place to stay. And then they will tell them, oh, you gotta wait 3 days, the 3 day will turn to 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So it now cut down the cost that you in the diaspora that got your mom in the village, that you want her to come to the States to you that you don't have to worry about her getting on a bus or on a truck or whatever to drive miles away. But you know that she can just go right there and go apply for it and then go back into her village and then wait for her time to come back and then get her people or her back. So it's a good thing. I would also like to say this. I would really appreciate if the government can also use this office as a way of extension for national identification so they can wrap along with the passport side. That way, in the future, we will not have to have data issues. I applaud the government on what they did. Yeah, I do.
Mr. Tudor, you're muted.
So the issue of the decentralization is a plus, owing to the fact that oftentimes for far too long we've administered our government, so centrally where everything has to be from Monrovia. And I applaud the government because this reduces the level of bottleneck, and the latency in passport processing and all of that. So yeah, like what Justina said, it reduces that time that it would take someone to take a bus or a transport from their village to the city of Monrovia, not even knowing whether they're going to receive the passport the same day. And then some of them might probably be able to want to stay with a family friend or live in a hotel, which it's going to be, it used to be more cumbersome on people financially, but with this decentralization, a process where the passport, you are also taking a customer service to the doorsteps of citizens. You are bringing the government to the people, and
Right.
that's one of the greatest the greatest takeaway from this. What I also urge the government to do is also decentralize the Ministry of Health, wherein because before you get a passport, you need a birth certificate. So it has to be in conjunction with the health Ministry of Health, where the issue of birth certificate should be decentralized, so people don't have to. Because if you don't do that, then you still make it. You still put a citizen in the same position where they have to still go to town to go and get birth certificate. Then why wouldn't I just stay in Monrovia and process my passport if I have to go to town to process my birth certificate? So the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has to list with the Ministry of Health, wherein the birth certificate office must be tied into, be right around the same vicinity so that
Right.
everything can be a one-stop shop. So
Mhm.
yeah, this is a good idea that the government has brought in, and I applaud the government for taking such initiative.
Yeah,
Are you
it's
back?
funny you said that because Saturday I was asking the same questions too, like would they use the same site for the birth certificate? Because for the same reason, like you said, it would make no sense that I have to go to Monrovia or go somewhere else and I'm getting a passport over there. So I that was my concern too. But Mr. Weeda, let's
So
hear
thank
it.
you. Guys. Yeah, thank you. Guys, thank you for having the show. And Justino, how are you? I think you might recognize a face. We work in Starbase together. I used to work in the engineering department, and thank you for coming on our show. So, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen,
you.
look, the thing,
Thank you.
you're welcome. What I want to say is that I think this is like a rush, you know, um, project.
Mm-hmm.
While it is on the surface, it looks really good. It is there to serve our people. But for George Weeder, who was born in Grand Crew, and then moved to Maryland, and then lived my entire childhood in Maryland, in Plainville. Went to St. Francis High School. I understand that there is an agreement that we used to get $150 for laissez-passer. They sign for the laissez-passer. We go to Ivory Coast to get what we want to go. We didn't need a passport, right? And then we'll go and get what we need. We'll come back. We'll go back there. We'll pay the 125. You know what I mean? And do our journeys between the two countries. And it was really good. It was working very well. However, this president has come up with this project that he wants to get people to get their passports, even though they are in Grand Jide, they're in Sino, whatever the places can come together there. It is a good projection, but let's look at it critically. Like my brother Regular Race Momo, he talked about birth certificate. And you cannot get a birth certificate in areas, you know what I mean? You have to go to Monrovia to get a birth certificate. So if you have to pass by Banga and go to Monrovia and get birth certificate and come back to Banga to get this, it makes no sense. I know people disagree with me, and that's why we are here to have this conversation, because we have to, tell our leaders, what they are missing out on, because sometimes when you're in a room, you don't get everything, you know what I mean? And those who sit at the side, like football game, those are on the sideline that they can see all the mistakes. You on the field, you hardly see some of those things. So that's why we are here to checkmate them, to say, guys, for me, my idea would be to decentralize the first thing, driver's license, the second thing, birth certificates, and then we move to passport. But it's like putting the cart before the house. The horse, that the people will say, the thing that's sort of hold the cart to go, you put it in front of the horse. It doesn't make any sense. But look, that is what this government wants to do, to have these rush initiatives that will not, if you sit down to analyze them, don't make any sense, but to score points that, this is being done. Yes, it's being done, but it doesn't make any sense, because if you don't have birth certificate in place, you don't have these things there functioning, but you just carry passport, the empty passport that don't have any name in it. Even maybe the names will not even be there. Maybe you just go there and then sign all the paperwork and say, okay, we will send it to Monrovia. They will print the passport, send it back here, just like other places, and then you get your passport from here. But how do you get a passport without having the necessary documentation, which are all given in Monrovia, which is the birth certificate? The most important element of that process is the birth certificate. Without a birth certificate, you cannot get a passport, because you must be a Liberian to get a Liberian passport. So they initiated what on the surface and the publicity, it draws people into progress. For me, it's not progress, it's digression. We're going backward and going forward, because it's never going to make any sense until they can decentralize what Brother Momo said, decentralize birth certificate and other things. So I advise the government, please carry birth certificate in the region, decentralize that, and then carry driver's license as well. And then we can start moving gradually towards passport. Let me tell you, the Momo who lives in Plainville does not need passport. She needs a laissez-passer to go Ivory Coast and will get what she wants to get. If she wants to travel, there's no airline that is landing in Hapo or Zoeju or all these places. All the airlines are in Monrovia, and they will come to Monrovia to go. So if you want to do that, you want people to have, fresh breath of air to make sure that they can, have their passport and keep it in their houses in Grand Crew or Maryland, you can do that. But please decentralize the birth certificate, the health ministry's arm of birth certificate registration, of birth and death and marriage registration in the region, and then it can coincide. It will help minimize all of the traveling costs and the burdens on the Liberian people. Thank you,
Josh.
So I just wanted to say something quick to George. George, identification as a Liberian does not only have to do with birth certificate. You got to go read your laws, how one can be identified as a Liberian. There, you can be identified by 3 or 4 or 5 souls of identification. So if you don't have to go have a birth certificate in order for you to have a passport. There are 5 forms of identification that we have under our law that can grant you the right to a passport. Hold on, George. Before I go further, do you know the percentage of Liberians that are involved into trade across the borders? Do you know the number of Liberians that even travel from the diaspora that don't go straight to Liberia?
We'll come
Oh,
back
okay.
to you on that. Let's have
Yeah,
Mariah.
let's forget about that because you got no
Yeah,
point there.
thank
If
you,
you
thank
want to
you.
say
Look,
something, maybe you can look for something else.
George, you
Yes.
forget to know that we're in the 21st century. The time you're talking about, or in the 80 to 90, people knew less than per se to do that. When we're in the 21st century, that you need to be identified. Like, if this government taking, making the people to understand that, and first of all, the government not forcing nobody to get passport. That's the first thing. As a citizen, in Liberia, our mentality, our thinking is that the only way you get passport when you want to travel, and which of course that is not, it's not necessary. Before you must get passport before you travel. No, your passport is an identification of where you were born as a citizen of that nation. So if you will can't tell all the only way people can travel, I mean the only way people can get passport said they want to travel or the new lesson per se. We live in the 21st century. Nobody needs lesson per se now. People want passport. And the player will agree and a little bit with you is the birth certificate, but this is what's happening now. If you don't know, you can make your research. Can somebody mute? You can make your research, George. The birth, can somebody mute? I mean, can somebody mute, please? Somebody. All right. Let me say
When
the
they
George.
step in your own show.
George, you can go make your research, right, brother? Look, right now, when it comes to birth certificate, I can leave any part of Liberia and do my application online and do everything online. The only thing I will go in Monrovia for is only to go probably to the scene that the interview, they print the birth certificate because everything will be in according because you already do the application. So if it comes to that, how much the government pull into the government open another facility for passport, let us respect that. Let all be happy. Look at the country. And first of all, it's a job creation for people in our regions. It's a job creation by itself. For citizens who live over there, they will get a job. It's not something that people then say, oh, they will take it, they carry like Maria to go print it. No, it's a whole set. The people will do everything. They get us the same time when at 1 week you pay for your passport, when at 2 days you pay for your passport, you get it. All these things are being settled by the government. Not something that the government tells you they're rushing or no. I know everything you put it aside, say people from the CDC because you don't want goodness. I mean, a good thing from this government. Everything is, it should be negative. It should be in a sense that the government not doing anything. The government rushing this one. What the government not touch it one, they say the government not touch it. Why the government not do that one? What the government doing it, they say the government rush to do it. The mindset of many Liberians that are opposing this identical passport issue, I don't think they are from Liberia. I want to believe that they are from different planet. Because if you, as a Liberian, right, we are looking at the entire 15 counties, apart from us around 14. We are talking about the government to decentralize a lot of things in the government that people can be able to get those stuff. Then the government start with a passport, and then people come here and stay telling the Liberian people that it's not the right time. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I think politics now have
Mama,
made us to
don't you think
understand.
it's reasonable to be concerned about the birth certificate and the
That's why I just gave you.
citizen ID? Is there
I just
anything wrong with that?
But the
no.
birth certificate,
One
the
Listen.
birth certificate is not the
Birth
main thing. You
certificate.
need
No, you got to get
to
birth
have
certificate. You get a
national
passport.
No, let
identification.
him finish.
No,
Let him finish.
let me come in.
Yeah.
My BC Justina.
In
You got
order
to
to
get
get
a
a
birth
passport, you need a
certificate
birth certificate.
before you get a
22.
passport. That's it. It's not an argument, but that's a fact. Now, if you need it in Liberia right now, I mean to your question, Liberia now you can live anywhere and apply online for your birth certificate. You can do all your application and submit it. We're living in the 21st century. We're not living in 1977, in
It has been
1847. We are living in the 21st century. That Liberia now is doing
And you
everything.
go Maria for the interview.
No, guys, y'all stop. Can you please
George,
mute?
you
More
sat on
on
here.
the floor, like he's
I
something.
sat on here. You talk a lot. I never open my mouth because I wanted to debunk majority of your stuff. You just talk
If
here
you can
about
give me
passport.
1 minute for your time, I will appreciate it. But
So
go on.
if we
You ain't
will
got 1
come
minute. You
here,
got 10 more seconds.
if we were, yeah, but you don't feel my thought. My brother George
No,
Driver
go
also
ahead,
came to you,
man.
but that's fine. That's fine. Let me just conclude on my topic. But if we would come here and say, the government opening passport to that identical county is raw, is other stuff. When we look at the passport, I mean, when we look at the birth certificate issue, and there's is birth certificate now you can live in like in any part of the rural area. As long as you get your internet, you can apply online, you can fill your form, you submit it, everything. When you let me tell you, birth certificate.
So how will you get it, Mora?
You can go get it. So we can start the process from that, but it mean to say you got to go there for interview.
The question, Moluba, let me
I
answer this question, please.
I come in. You can go there. This thing, the way the way the people seeing it, the idea.
You gotta be terminating it now.
You got listen.
Yeah.
You're talking.
You're disturbing the night.
Form of identification, one, court decree of order. We got court in everything in Liberia.
We'll come to you, just now. Everybody will get
one
30
at a time,
seconds.
just one person. Let me
not conclude this, right? Let me not conclude
Oh, okay,
this.
sorry.
Yeah.
How much we all want the best for this country, for Liberia. We will always encourage the government to do more in all the countries. For the first one, let us appreciate the government and let us be excited and pray for more. How much everybody bringing suggestion for birth certificate, we agree that let it get birth certificate there too, so it can be helped. So the people can even do all that stuff online and can't to receive it. Yes, that can be done. But we shouldn't come in and criticize the identical work the government doing to make sure our people, those steps, you get work, you go get your passport, that you'll be able to go from Guinea or Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast to go do your. So you don't need, every time you need a lesson per se. We live in the 21st century. Don't forget about too much lesson per se. Thank you.
Thank you. Alfred?
Thank you. Everybody here almost hitting the topic, but let me say this. The question we should be asking ourselves, let me borrow the word from my brother Toure. The issue of decentralization cannot be overly emphasized. We have talked about this over and over in time immemorial. The question we should be asking ourselves as it relates to this passport decentralization is it sustainable? Does the government has what it takes to ensure that this decentralization process is not just a knee-jerk reaction? Those are the questions we should be asking ourselves, because the whole issue about passport is an interministerial project. The Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of State, the Ministry of Health. These are the ministries that are coming together to make sure that you can get your passport. Because when you move from Ministry of Health, you got to go to Finance to pay the money. You got to go to Ministry of Health. So the question now is, this one-stop shop, are we going to have the trained professionals in there? That if someone leaves from Lofa County to come and do their passport in this one-stop shop, they can do everything. The other day we were talking about national identification card. Is the national registry going to be part of this process? That when you come, you can get your birth certificate, you can get your national ID card, you can get your passport in a one-stop shop. What is the technology that is being launched? My brother talked about online process. Is it possible for someone to be in Lofa County to go online and do their process and just come to the one-stop shop and finish up? How long does it take? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 1 week? These are the questions that we need to be asking on this one-stop shop that the government has launched. And we need someone to come from the Ministry of State to come and explain to the Liberian people on the operations of this one-stop shop. Because now we're just saying, oh yeah, we can do it online, and we don't need to come from where Ubongo Nima to come to Monrovia to do passport again. For me, that's not the issue. The issue here is, do we have the professionals? Do we have the technology to be able to operate this one-stop shop that people can receive quality service? That when you apply online, you can pay your money online. That's another thing. Is it possible to pay your money online, that you don't have to move from where you are to come all the way to the Ministry of Finance to pay your money? Or you don't have to go all the way down to the banks to pay your money? How many banks we have at this one-stop shop that when you come there, you can be able to do all of that? Those are the mechanisms, the question regarding those different mechanisms that we need to answer. apart from that, to me, I think while it's true that we want to commend the government for this initiative, but the government need to do more, and then we need more explanation as it relates to this whole issue of passport decentralization. Thank you.
Absolutely, it is important that we get the rundown on how everything would be done. You can't just while we applaud them, there are questions that need to be answered. So we can't just say, "Oh, we shouldn't ask questions because we applaud them, or they're doing something that has never been done, and we should be." Yeah, we are happy, but like Afra just laid out, what would happen, how would it be done, how long would it take, and what. So, family, you got something to say about that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the reason why I'm here.
Let me get just not 30 seconds, then you can.
Yeah. So I said from the beginning, you do not need a birth certificate in order for you to get your passport. That's why I tell people research is important. The number one thing that everybody knows, birth certificate. That's not the only thing you need to have your passport. One, if you have an old passport, you can carry it to get a passport. That's one. Two, national identification. It says satisfy identification by immigration or the national registry.
So what if you don't have any of these, Justin? What if you don't have that identification?
No, every person, you don't vote. Every Liberian vote.
Justin, the national identification just came into, they just had to redo it. It's not really in effect.
Now, listen, this is the problem. If we're trying to move forward as a nation and we keep going backward, we're not going to get stuck. The national identification came in since the interim government. Before Ellie came into power, that system started under the UNMIL, under the Quick Impact Project, right? Because they needed to identify the people doing the census for the election, for the 2005 election. When Ellie came into power, she enforced it. That's how they end up moving that office, I think, on the old road or so, right? Now, I'm just telling you that that's not the only thing you need as a birth certificate to get your passport. So I'm just telling you the different 5 categories they have, right? They got court degree. Do we have court in every county? Yeah, we got court in every county. We got court in every county in Liberia. How do you get a court degree in a rural area? You go to the court. You got to get out of your mind, your pa, your one or two identification to prove that you were born by those parents. Okay, for you to get your court degree, to go get your paper. But I want us to remember they're doing the We Are administration. We Are did open a central bank branch in Bangabong County. So they don't have to come to Monrovia if they need to pay. Another thing I want you to remember, when Mary Brown was director of the passport section, they created the passport section in a way that you did not need to go out to get certificate. So I believe it is the same system they're taking and just transferring it to Banga. And in terms of having the men, if they did not train the people, they would not have opened the office.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh yeah, the trainers guy.
But Justina, you just jump straight into my stuff. That's why sometimes I don't give people a chance to come into my
thing. Okay, put 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, I don't give them 30 seconds.
You can just do that.
I can quickly go into
dedication too.
Look, Socrates was right. Ignorance is a source of evil. When people don't know stuff, they just go ahead and start saying things. It shows that they are connected to some form of evil. Look, the government did their due diligence. You can't tell us that the minister will come whether all this while to announce to the Liberian people that we're going to open this hub and we'll not have people trained for that. We'll not have the technology over there. If you're speaking about how people are going to pay for that passport at the passport division, then that means you have not been to the passport division before. You have not had a pass or Liberian passport in Liberia, because of late you have the LRA there, you have the mini bank, everything in there, just like the University of Liberia. You go, you play your courses.
In a passport center?
No, I said like the University of Liberia, we have the banks, everything there now. Before we used to leave the campus and go all the way outside to go pay school fees, but now to minimize all of that, they get all the banking institutions right on the campus. So you will find everything there, just how the passport looking. So nobody can leave from oil and go way into and say I'm going to
mobile money, sir. You can pay through your mobile money.
Everything you can do everything over there now. So that is let's just later I want to rest. And on the other hand, look, the birth certificate aspect This is what we all know as the form
The benchmark,
of
yeah.
getting our passport. That is what most Liberians know for getting passport. But there are other ways that Justina listed. But because they are the Liberians are not educated, they are not being told about how they can use the other form of identity or identification. So most people have not been using it. And for the issue of the birth certificate, people are now they have ministry. Now the health ministry will be liaising with the hospital or all the breeding center, all the places they are giving birth, so that when children are born, they fill in the application for that that birth certificate. Because I saw that happen for my daughter in Bombay County. When she was born, they fill in her application right there, and after a week or two, her mom was able to get her birth certificate from the hospital. So this is how people obtain a birth certificate for adult. We can agree that the Ministry of Health will have to open a sub office, so adult or other people who lost their birth certificate or who never had a chance to get a birth certificate at birth can go and process and go through the process to get a birth certificate. But to minimize that issue now, most people at the breeding center now, when you get birth, ask your health practitioner, what is the process for me to get birth certificate for my child? Then they get a form that Ministry of Health. I think the Ministry of Health has a policy that most of the breeding center now give application to mothers who children are born in a health setting, so that they can have process and the application process for that birth certificate. It is easier and done. The next one is the online process. Not many people have access to that, so I can't speak more about that because I don't know more about that, but I know the other process.
So I want to disagree with just give me 30 seconds with Justina a little bit. Look, Justina, we all here on this platform know that when you have an expired passport, you can take your expired passport to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and get a passport replacement. That is a standard. That's a gold standard. That is not new to anyone on this platform. But what I want you to also know that is the national identification that started doing Ellington, that was a rush process. A lot of people who got those ID cards, in fact, that was many of the ID cards have expired. Most of the ID cards back then, look, you cannot have, even in America, hold on, you cannot have identification that will last forever.
No,
They
but you
have expiration. Hold on, wait now, let me talk. They have expiration date. Your driver license, you got it. That 10 year, after that, you are going to renew it. So this is a new process that is being introduced again, aside from the other process that was started by Ellen. Though the idea is the same, to identify everyone, identify everyone in the country. Let me finish. Howbeit, even in the national identification process that is ongoing, in order to identify you as Liberian, to put it on your national identification card as Liberian, you have to provide something to show that you're Liberian. You have to show that birth certificate. You have to get some. If you don't have it, that way you go to the court with your parents to prove that you are a true Liberian. But you're not just sit there and say, "Just give us on a national identification card," and they give you passport. Passport is a different. It's a unique document. You don't just get it like that.
I mean, I think I was hijacked.
Let me come in quick.
I was hijacked. I did not know my time.
Hold on, wait.
Let
Some let finish. Have some
finish.
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 I would like to go into discussion.
Anybody asking for testimony, please allow me to
Let me get 30 seconds, too. Let me get 30 seconds, please. Let me get 30 seconds, please.
Let Josh come in.
Let's put your short finger down, man.
Need a boy.
So Josh and my brother, you know.
Lie, my man, it's okay. I ain't got time with you. Go ahead.
Josh and my man.
George, before the phone in the comment in a group.
So Emo, like I was trying to conclude on the other form of identification. Look, when you go on a website, they are listed there. There's no argument with that. When you go there, they have the other form of identification that can make you to get a passport. So there's no argument about that. I saw that, I read that, so I know what Justina said was correct. So if somebody going for their national identification card and they ask for passport, that's the reason why they're giving you list of things that is considered as an identity for you to get your passport. So if somebody carry birth certificate and they getting a national identification card and they're going to go get a passport and the person now want to carry that birth certificate and they carry that,
you prove my point. That's what I'm saying. You and myself singing the same song. I said,
yeah, but I'm saying the outline it is listed there on the website.
So far as you show your birth certificate, you give on the national identification card, that means you can use that card now to go and get passport. It makes sense.
How you get an identification card
because
all right, arrest. You can
Thank
take the
you,
rest
guys. Let George anyway.
Yeah, so quick.
give us clarity, right? George, give me a second, Papa, because
let George finish.
I got 2 more minutes to be with your family.
Yeah, go ahead,
You
George.
know, I like when someone start the statement to say ignorance and try to diminish the other people before making your statement. It is funny. The thing is that we all know that we can go on the website of the passport department or whatever, Liberian passport, and they say you should get the first item on the list is birth certificate or passport, national ID card, nationalization documentation, oath of allegiance for person who, upon obtaining the age of majority, took an oath either at a Liberian consulate or blah 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 blah. What you will find out if you are sensible enough, the root of all of the documentation I'm talking about is birth certificate for a Liberian. So if you say you get a national ID card, how did you get a national ID card? What document did you take there to get a national ID card?
Birth certificate.
Birth certificate. And we're talking, then this guy, when he finished putting pangana oil on his lips to be make it shine, he kind of talk about nonsense. And then people will be here talking.
All right.
I beg you, I'm
Right,
not going
thank
to
you,
next topic.
George.
I will
It's
be
common.
oppressed.
It's
Y'all
common.
be out,
The
yeah.
root of all those documentation we're talking about is for a Liberian. It's a birth certificate. You can get birth certificate without. You can get
But all
a
the
national
things
ID
that you gotta get birth certificate.
without national ID. I got
Thank you,
national
George.
ID.
Thank you.
And
So,
you're right. Even if you take your mind part
You can get your national ID. You can get your national ID without a birth
father going to
certificate.
prove either you were born, but it's also it tied to birth. Anything to do with tied
No.
to birth.
we will figure it out. Moving on to the dedication
Yeah,
of
let me just take 3 seconds. 1 second, please. You can get your national ID. You can get your national ID without a birth certificate. We're giving our people information that can help them in the future. So we gotta be precise. You can obtain a national ID without a birth certificate. That's why when you go to the national identification site, when you go to the national identification site, they give you their own outline. What you need to bring for you to get the national identification card. 1, they say proof of parent. That means your parents are alive to prove that you are there. 2, you will go to an interview.
But the national identification card is not only for citizens. It's for aliens and stuff. They just want to know that card is not only limited to citizens.
Sir, birth certificate does not make you a citizen. You gotta understand the thing. A foreigner born in Liberia have a Liberian birth certificate, but they are not a citizen. That's why when they reach the age 18, they gotta go to court to pledge allegiance to become a citizen. So you having Liberian birth certificate does not make you a citizen.
Thank you.
I want us to understand here.
I mean, can we go to the next topic?
I think let's go to the next topic because I think George got his registry from Timu.
Along with my caucus members, today we are all here. If not all 7, please stand, colleagues, if you are here. The 2 senators, all of the representatives. We are representing on this project. While it is true we came here to dedicate this project, I want to use this medium, Mr. President, to formally or informally petition you on behalf of the people of Lofa County. Because that's what the Constitution provides. The 300,000+ people cannot speak for themselves. They must pass it through us. That's why they elected us. And we have built serious consultations along with our chiefs and elders, opinion leaders. And we have nothing in Lofa County, Mr. President. Our only major, one of the young kids said, resource that we have in this county, it's time for it to be neutralized for the benefit of our people. If Gavin Wologisi will cost us to get this road all the way to Medicoma, gave out Wologisi, Mr. President.
You listen to Thomas Fala?
If Gavin Wologisi will give us the biggest referral hospital, please give Wologisi. Mr. President, if Gavin Wologisi will give us the biggest tertiary education for our children, give Wologisi. Mr. President, if Gavin Wologisi will provide job opportunity for the young folks, Mr. President, you have 100% our support. This is the caucus member. I will see.
So guys, that was Mr. Thomas Fala dedicating his for the rest Senate today in Lofa County, inviting the president and other senators and representatives, and that was his statement during that dedication. If giving Wologisi will give her good roles and referral hospital and whatever, just like I said, when people were arguing about the 285 machine, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna sell Wologisi? I said, if giving Wologisi will develop Liberia, give it, right? So that's exactly what someone for that saying tonight. Moba, you still should start with you. What?
Yeah. I was gonna be leaving, man. I got like six minutes to leave. So
Yeah, I thought he might be already okay.
let me just put my 1 or 2 minutes on that. I think we all know that our resources are, God gave all the resources to be able to maintain it and also create jobs and help our people to live a better life. Those resources not there just for formality or for maybe we're just keeping it there for, every time we go look at it, we pass by it. Because when people talk about resources, people they'll be like, oh man, I want to give you Martin, what they want to do with it. It's just there. It's just there, but nobody touching it. How will you develop a nation where your resources is still sitting? Now, don't get me wrong. The government will not just sit and say, okay, you know what, we're giving Wologisi out for this. No, it will be a
I can't locate you like this. Can you show the camera?
A concession that the entire government.
Your camera.
If you get for the camera,
if
David, can you hear me?
I think that he's speaking or something. If the Wologisi mountain that Thomas Fala talking about, if that alone can create a lot of jobs and help develop that county and a large Liberia in the capital city, why not? It's a job creation. It shouldn't be there forever and ever. Anytime people talk about it, but the only thing we should question the concession. That's my point. How these things will work, what the benefit the people will get, what the road condition if y'all carrying those things, what the road y'all will be, where y'all will be a track road, or y'all will be a quota, or these are questions that we need to have. What the job creation y'all will use, how many money y'all will bring to invest. So these questions come from we the Liberians to ask, but we shouldn't come here and be so naive about we should only keep this technical resources for Judgment Day. It should be there. And what God make it, God put that resources over there for the people, for our people, for us to benefit. He put it there for it to be there forever. It just static. It can't move. Nobody going to it. Just there. No. So when I hear people talking about the Unity Party government want to sell our resource, our Wologisi mountain, or where we'll do that one, we'll do that one, it shows the ignorance of how many Liberians, when it comes to developing the mind and come to developing and helping our people and other things, at least to create job and other things. Our question is simple. Thank you for the show and thank you everybody. I will be here if I reach home soon. If y'all stay there, I will join you guys. But I want to appreciate so much. Thank you.
Okay, so that is my view, right? I strongly disagree for the government to give out Wolokisi at this time. We got to go back to history. We got to look at the companies that want to come to Liberia. We got to look at the companies that are in the country right now. Look at Mentaspi, for example. All the commitment they made, they have not been able to fulfill one. We have not seen the enforcement from the executive branch and our legislature to compare these companies to keep their side of the agreement. So based on all these facts, I 100% disagree. Another thing is, let's look at the Freeport of Monroe. Ellie was signing the Freeport of Monroe for almost 20-something years. I was one of the people that protested and said no to that deal because I was looking at what they was bringing in. I was looking at the company that was coming in at the time. So not because we want development and then we just sign us to any kind of deal that would not benefit our people in the long run. Let's take a look for Firestone.
Justina, how do you know that Thomas Fada is talking about just giving, when he's talking about giving Wolokisi out? Do you think he just talking about just throw it out for whatever, whenever? He's talking about development. If we have
but the thing is this, right? The thing is this. Let's look at
we have some people to come, have company come in here and get these mountains, or I don't know what's into Wolokisi, but and get it started on it. Let's do about. Do you think he just telling the person to just give it out for?
So I listened to his speech. He said, if it will cost us to have hospital, then give it up. If it costs us to have good road, then give it up. The last time I remember, Grand Bassa County, Mentaspi, Nima County, they said, if it will cost us Nimadin to get good hospital, give it up. If it will cost us to get good road, give it up. If it will cost us to get this, today what happened? Nimadians have not gotten any of those things. Grand Bassa that is passing through is not getting any of these things. Bomi County, mining have effects on the people that live around the mining counties, right? They have impact, it affect their health. Those things go into their lungs, right? So this company will come and say, we should not, like I said, this was the same slogan that was played before by other politicians, which Thomas Fala was still in the house by those times, and they were pushing the same thing. Oh, if it costs us to get this, let's give this up. If it will cost us today, where are we? We gave those things out. We did not get it. I think what the government should focus on right now is being food sufficient. There are a lot of agriculture companies out there. There are a lot of other small production company out there. If the company is coming and say, okay, we want Wolokisi Mountain, we want to start producing the steel right here, we want to start producing everything that has to do with iron here, we will do the processing here, then that is a production. It's a production company. But if we're only looking for a company that can take out the raw material out, it is not going to benefit our people. Now, when you have only 500 people working in the mine, let it wear Lanco Day, let it wear bomb mines day, they wear Bomi Day. See what happened to Bomi County today. See what happened to Makibi County today with bomb mines mining. So we cannot just sit there and say, if it will bring this thing, it will bring this thing. No, I disagree with that. We want to see the blueprint, what the negotiation look like, and we want to see the how they call it, the pre-financing. We're not waiting for one company to come and say, oh, we want to dig the mine. When we sell it, then we'll pay like, no, that is not an investment. An investor can have a pre-investment.
Thank you, Justina. So, right?
Yeah, I think, Justina, I think you're overreacting to what the senator was saying. I mean, the representative or maybe the deputy speaker was saying. I totally understand your concern as to not just throwing these things like that. I get that part. But if you listen to him, you know what I mean? The detail, I mean, the devil is in the detail, right? We don't know exactly to what extent or all of the intricacies of the deal. The person was saying that, and the person was saying that like this.
You know that is.
Right? The person was listening, and this is a wise man to all indication, obviously, that he will make the right decision for the Liberian people. All the deal talking about, these were deals that were signed 200 years ago. You talk about Firestone. Firestone, that was not a deal.
That was a ripple.
So wait, hold on. When Mentaspi came to Liberia?
Maybe I've exaggerated saying 200 years ago. Obviously, the 25-year deal that Ellen Johnson signed, that was exploiting the country.
You know that Firestone just got extension?
Well,
Justin, please,
Oh,
me.
okay. Okay.
Who tell you the Firestone get that extension?
Ellen.
Give me a second. Let me go on the Foreign Ministry website.
Of course,
Ellen's
it's
on Ellen.
Ellen, she and Boakai on the administration.
I gotta get attached to that. Yeah, okay, Elliot Boakai.
People that
He was vice president.
I mean, you're allowed me to talk about it.
The
country.
That's easy, man. As soon as you have a Boakai, your body can be shaking.
I'm telling you, President, with everything we criticize President George Manneh we are about, he did not come close to Nia Sani, any ridiculous deal that had the propensity to actually, or get Liberia into a very, very bad situation, right? The Iboma loan something came about, Liberian brought noise. Guess what? The president capitulated. He did not, right? But we did not see that under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. We didn't see that. She was able to make her way around, bribe or lawmakers with money, with brown envelope, and they were able to actually get deals that were not in the interest of Liberia. But this,
do you know how many times we protest at that time with the CDC? We protest like a whole week against every extended Firestone.
We have to let them finish.
Right? You protested,
when everyone's done with give 1 second. When everyone's done with give 30 seconds if you need it, but when someone's on the floor, we have to allow them to something for their.
So, like, I get it. You protested, but obviously your protest did not yield into any fruition because the deal was still signed and Liberian people continue to catch the back of it. Let me tell you this. He talked about if Governor Wologizi would give us good referral hospital. Hey man, from 1847, they put in Nimba, I mean, or in Lofa have not gotten any of sort. That is good. Resources, natural resources, especially with mountain. How long Wologizi should last up to today's day? The Guinea, our neighbors are now extracting there for $2 billion. How long we should keep Wologizi? Mountain are meant to be extracted. Extraction should be going up to today's day. How long gonna keep Wologizi for? So maybe we're talking about Wologizi, right? And that's why all these things work in line when the president met Donald Trump, right? Mr. President will have a lot of natural resources. My plea to you is to come to Liberia, make some assessment. Let's see exactly what we have, right? Oh, this is not happening out of the vacuum, though. So he already gave that assurance to America to come in, make assessment, know exactly what we have and how we can get extraction. Guinea just have one Simandu, $5.3 billion. Our neighbor right there. So what are we waiting for? Why are we keeping this mountain for? For what? For our great grandchildren and I don't have no problem with it. I think if we get to that point where the detail will be brought forth and the agreement as to why we should go with which company, with what the company are bringing to us, we will make that determination. But for now, I think there's a conversation that is needed to be had, and I'm glad that the deputy speaker are able to bring it up on the president.
Okay.
No more.
Yeah. So to buttress my friend Toure, almost got the same name. It's just his name Toure. I'm too late. But today, Thomas Fala was giving a motivational speech. If you just look at it, right, speaking for the people of Lo-Fi, you see that the people whom they represent were buttressing what he was saying, as in telling the president, look, and all kind of boils down from the whole meeting from the U.S., how the U.S. has changed the policy from aid to trade, right? It's more transactional than it was like before trade, aiding a country, right? We have something of value. That is the Wologizi man that has been untouched for years. Do you know why the American intervened during the Weah administration, the rogue regime of Weah, that rogue regime, the past rogue regime? Because they knew at the time there were irresponsible criminals in power that they never wanted them to even put a hand on anything that had to do with that with our reserve. We call that Wologisi Mountain our reserve. That's our reserve. So the government, they wanted a responsible government to come into power and to kind of look at that Wologisi Mountain and see what we can harness from that Wologisi. There are a lot of potential for investment when it comes to Mount Wologisi, right? So Thomas Falai, being in the legislature for years, I understand some people, having certain kind of thought process about the guy who was giving that speech, because he has been in the legislature for years and they have been signing bad concession deals. And I understand from that point. If you want to bring an argument from that point, it's understandable. But what I can tell you that the one who is on the high seat, the commander-in-chief and president of the Republic of Liberia, is not an ordinary man that is just moved by any kind of motivational speech like what Thomas Falai. Even though there were some good things he said.
You think Thomas Falai advocating for his county is motivational speech?
No, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying the way in which she kind of like pitched his speech to the president. If this is this, if giving the Wologisi Mountain up will give us this, then give it up. I mean, to me, I saw it as something of an inspiring speech conveying the message, because he said he spoke with the stakeholders. Those are Lothians who want better life, who want better hospital, who want better schools. So he was just outlining good stuff that should be done for the people when their stuff is being extracted. That is basically what he was just pitching to the president. But what I saw troubling, and what many Liberians saw troubling, was the messenger behind the message, right? People, it's like he's been in the legislature for years, and they have been signing bad concession deals, and people look at that, who this guy, why he talking now? But the president himself is a true statesman, a man who understands governance issue, a man who knows that we will get worth for our resources, right? We will have a serious trade with it. Look, the man just came from the US. So he knows exactly, even if that mountain is to be touched, it is not right now. Maybe he might lay the groundwork for everything, because we want, like Justina said, there's some good things she said in her comments.
So when should we give her Wologisi? Because Wologisi been saying
the process can start.
1 second, let me finish my question. Like Ture said, Wologisi has been sitting there forever, right? So in case we have a company that come in with a good, give back, right? That will help that entire Lo-Fi and Liberia as a whole. We should say, oh no, this is not the time, because it's a reserve.
Here is why, as a son of Lo-Fi, because we are from that place, that I don't own it.
Well, because for Liberia too now.
Yeah, okay, but Liberia will benefit, but Lo-Fi benefit first before anywhere else. Yes.
But under the law, under the 1980 law, it cannot work. That's what I say. They have to go back to the law.
What I'm trying to say,
mineral law change everything.
What I'm trying to say,
take from Lo-Fi, they will have to share it across the board with all the country.
No, but it will start from Lo-Fi first. I don't care what that law says. It will start from Lo-Fi first. It will start from where it's being extracted. The people, the stakeholder in the area where the operation is going on, it will start from there. I'm not saying it's not going to spread. So you do it will lead Lo-Fi. Then they say they must start from Grand Bassa, or they must start equally simultaneously around the country. No, it's not going to be happening that way.
Mama home first.
So yeah, it will start from where it has been extracted from. What I'm saying here is this, right? The idea that we will not get, look, if an energy company comes to Liberia, and say they're going to power our country, give us a good deal, because we are learning from what happened in Nimba, from what is happening. Look, that mountain was preserved for a very good reason. It happened that way, that the mountain is still what it is, because we are learning from those bad concession deals that have happened around the country. It's not going to be repeated in Lo-Fi. We are smarter than that. We are going to ensure that we are going to benefit to the maximum, that we are not going to, see what happened to our neighbors, to our brothers and sisters.
Your neighbor?
No, our family member, not neighbor. Anyway, our family members and stuff in Nimba that are not getting to. So the corporate social responsibility is going to be well examined, and I
Thank you.
know I trust in the wisdom of His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boakai to make the
Wow.
best deal for our country. It's not, but we'll not leave Wologisi untouched. We will give it all. This administration will lay the roadmap for that mountain to be touched, and we will get what our people or our nation deserve out of that matter. But we can't stay there and continue to suffer. And when we have something of value, we have to ensure that we start now to harness from that mountain in order to develop our nation.
Thank you.
Thank
We
Hey
need to
guys,
go.
I
We need to
gotta
go.
go.
We need to
Go.
put
My
LU
back,
campus
yeah.
beyond Wologisi
I want
Mountain.
to say I want to
Josh, come
go.
in.
My back heady is really giving me a hard time. So if you notice me, I've been shaking up and down. My back is really, really hurting. But I want to say thank you for bringing me on, and I want to say thank you to all the guys. But I want to leave this with everybody. Go back and look at the 1986 mineral policy for the counties. The reason why Nima County is not benefiting today is because every minerals that come from out of Nima, the worth have to be distributed across all the counties in Liberia, leaving the county vulnerable. So if those laws can be changed, yes, then we can tell Wolokisi. Until then, as a daughter of Lofa and a princess, a crown princess of the Kisi people from Buyadu, I say no. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm
So we
thinking
will
that
see
too.
tomorrow. So after enjoying all of Nima, Grand Bassa, Justina said we should allow Lofa want to stay with Wologisi. Okay, we'll think about that one there. George,
That you John want me to go to Josh.
because the George they don't see this yet. Let him
No,
talk now. It can be
George relax. Let me take the floor.
you don't put George in the box of that, but go
Let you
ahead.
go ahead. Joe, just go ahead. Yeah. You are muted.
Well, he
George.
on the phone, so go ahead.
Okay, let me just say this too. Socrates was also right when he said strong minds discuss.
Yeah, Socrates today. Okay.
And it has got nothing to do with you being associated with evil.
Mhm.
Questioning anything doesn't mean that you have evil towards or your intention towards evil. So I just want to dispel that mindset that my brother tried to propagate here. Now let's go back to the issue. I disagree with my brother Tom Fala.
Okay.
The form and manner in which he was trying to sell the developmental agenda of Lofa County is wrong.
Okay. Why do you think so?
Lofa County remains the breadbasket of Liberia. There are a lot of arable lands in Lofa County that need to be explored. Let's talk about the mountain just for a second. I would have thought that giving the bad concessions that have been signed in Liberia since the early 70s, I need to go back to 1921 because it never helped Liberia. Let's just take it from the early 70s when you have the Bone Mine Company, Lemiko, the Liberia American Company in Bomi, learning from that history and seeing how our country was exploited and plunged into abject poverty from these quote-unquote Western companies that came to our country. We have to learn from that history. One would have thought that Mr. Fala would have proposed an idea of saying, look, you know what? Given the fact that we have learned from this, Mr. President, want to petition you that we want to know, number one, what we have as a natural resources in Lofa County. Let's go to the mountain here that we're talking about what all day. Because for me, I feel like the arable land in Lofa County will develop Lofa more than even touching Wologisi. The arable land. My thought would have been that Mr. Fala would talk about, you know, how the government can expand its agricultural processes in Lofa County. As you may be aware, I think a mini dam was being dedicated, I think somewhere in Foya or somewhere they have a mini dam that is coming online for electricity in the area. So my concern was that if Mr. Fala would have said, you know, given all the history that we have had with all the other counties where people go and just plunge the county into poverty, Lofa County stand a better chance now. Since you president, you from this county, we want to have a national dialogue on Lofa County and its resources, and how we can leverage our resources to benefit the county and the country. Petition the government for a national survey.
Alfred.
Yes.
Given let's say the headlines or the topic sentence or the topic of the paragraph, does that mean you don't have the rest of the, you know, whatever you're talking about in the paragraph? Maybe when he's talking about giving Bulogisi out, because I think you guys are making it seem like because he said that he just wanted to be done recklessly, which I don't see.
We have a history. Our politicians are corrupt. That's why we don't trust them. I'm highly suspicious of the man that is bringing this message. What happened to Golden Varian in Sano County? You have Milton Tiaje, who are advocating for Golden Varian, that are going to be one of the biggest plantations in Liberia, are going to provide jobs for our people. What happened to Golden Varian? We have BRE that came for Buchanan. They said they are going to provide electricity through wood chips in Buchanan. They only spent 3 years in the country. They sold the company and they left the country. They cut down all our trees. They cut down all our trees and ship it into Europe. What happened to that? So we know what these politicians have done in the past. They signed bad deals. They got kickbacks. At the end of the day, our people suffer. We don't want that to happen in Lofa County.
No,
Man County is suffering right now with the Beer Mountain in Grand Cayman County. The Western Cluster deal that the president advocated that when he's going to come to power, he's going to make sure that it gets better. If not, what happened to Beer Mountain in Kinjal? They spoil the water system for our people. There's no good education system in the area. Recently, we have protests. People have to die. So we have learned from history. So we don't want that happening in Lofa County. Because mind you now, if anything happens in Lofa County, will have a trigger down effect, not only on Lofa, you have Bapolu right there, you have Grand Cayman County, you have bombing. All of us will get affected. Every success that comes from Lofa County will affect the other counties down the line. So we want to be very careful as to how we go about with this issue of giving our only national treasure that have not been touched. We cannot be reckless. We cannot be reckless. We saw what happened in Nima County, where our people are living in prefab building continuous, where are they supposed to have buildings?
We can't have that.
We saw what happened when you have China Union in Bond County. Tell me what happening there. Tell me what happening. We can't even have the listing Robert DJ on our market coming from those concessions. The list still not coming from Nima County on our markets. Everything is the raw material is being shipped to Europe and America, where our people remain abject poverty. These same lawmakers then will go up to Nima County and they will get them a brown envelope. They'll come back, they do the city. You see what happened with the concession with Nima about Asla Meta? They finished passing that one. Now we're talking about SPX.
So Alfred, with this, I understand all the history with our resources and other counties that are being affected. But the Bible says he has not given us the spirit of fear. Should we continue to thrive in or continue to go? Just why are you laughing? Don't let me go. Should we continue to be, in a state of, fear and not want to move forward and not have some kind of, believe that, okay, this is a new day. We have to petition these people the right way and tell them what we want as citizens? Should we hold that fear and then continue to hold these resources that not doing anything for us by just sitting there? Is that, I'm not understanding what you're saying here.
Well, save me that spiritual aspect of it, right? Save me that one for the night.
Did you just say save me?
Yeah, save me that one for the night.
You.
Because the fact of the matter here is that we are talking things that will affect our people. Not spirituality we're talking here.
Sweetheart, everything is spiritual. Don't tell me that not spirituality we're talking here. You got the spiritual part of it, you have the physical part of it.
Let me say this, my sister. Over the years, these lawmakers, they have not proven to be in the interest of our people. When was the last time you saw Thomas Farah on the floor advocating for employment opportunities for our people, advocating for the issue of development in the very concession area, a bit of my area, Grand Cayman County, even though he's not from there? But when the last time, in the interest of Liberia and being a patriotic Liberian, when was the last time Thomas Farah stood on the floor to say we need to evaluate the mineral agreement with this company in Grand Cayman County? What happened to their corporate social responsibility? Let us hold their licenses and let us show to us they are part of the agreement that they're supposed to implement. What happened to it? We have Sam Darby, for example, Sam Darby that left the country. I don't know which one of the company they get in now. That started taking our land and burying, putting a lot of trees over there. They were burying palm farm. What happened to Sam Darby? When was the last time you saw Thomas Farah angry? I mean, he be angry on the floor and discussing the issue about development, the impact, the benefit of our people. When was the last time you saw him do that? This man has a company, get a lot of trucks in Liberia. Right now, as I speak to you, Thomas Farah has an agreement with Beer Mountain. They go, they give all the trucks to the people, and they get out court. That's why they don't want to build a road in Great Cayman County. Where are they supposed to build twin track from where the concession is to Freeport? They say no, they can't do. They take the money from the people. They destroying the road in the area. You know, so we know the history of our lawmakers. We don't want that mistake to happen in Lofa County. Y'all Martin, the day we have the true Liberians that want to represent us in the house. The day we have them, then we can start discussing that. Then my man, our comments can say, past performance predates future performance, right? You can't be doing the same thing over and you're expecting different results. These guys are corrupt. They are not in the interest of the Liberian people, and we don't want that mistake to happen in Lofa County. Thank you.
So, George, are you scared too? Should we move on, or should we stay in a state of fear? Or are you putting the spiritual part of it, my Bible, away too? Or should we always say, oh, when will the supernatural Liberia come? Supernatural Liberians come to do what Afro wants us to do, instead of telling these people what we want and how we want it now, because of what we see in other counties. He said we should wait for the true Liberians. I don't know where they're at to come before we can touch Portuguese. So you give me.
So I will start differently. I know, natural resources under the ground cannot help anyone. The only time they can be of use to people is when they are extracted and used or sold to benefit the people. So we cannot sit here with our conscience and say we should keep the resources on the ground while the people who were born to utilize the resources, continue to languish in abject poverty. But what amuses me more is the hypocrisy of the Liberian people, especially the politicians and those of us who are politically commentating. Yesterday, Thomas Farah was Tifa.
He still is Tifa.
They used to call him a thief. Not just Thomas, not T for Thomas, but thief, T-H-R-E-F, the one that steals. And today, he's being cheered on because he's no longer CDC. Me, what they can say are stupid, I don't get sense. Today, if I come and say, all hail President Boakai, I will be the most brilliant person in the community and in the political community. And that's the hypocrisy that we see. That's why we don't go anywhere as a country. That's
so
why we continue
George,
let me finish.
No, I'm asking because I gotta engage with you.
Are trying to, what that does to me is that it takes me out of my train of thought.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, but I still gotta engage.
When I stop, you can ask me a question. I'll really appreciate that.
Go ahead.
But the hypocrisy of our people, especially even those of you on the show, you are wearing red cap, you are getting BEF in your ear. All these guys. Okay.
I want to throw shots today. I'm a either way, right?
Today is that thief anymore? Oh, he's saying a good thing. Yeah, that is, because he's saying all hail the king to President Boakai. And then it takes me to a place of sorrow in my heart
Wow.
because if we cannot be realistic and look at the engineering of things, our situation, but want to always side with a particular side and forget the interest of the common people, it becomes a problem. Look, there's nothing bad with Thomas Farah saying, if this is what going to help us, let's do it. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to be a fool here and say that he's just saying you're going and get it. You're just going and give it to anybody. Get it paying face our role. I don't think that's what he's saying. That was more motivational. That look, let's do what we can do to make sure that we can get what we can get from our resources. And I think he's looking at the best outcome. But I just want to remind the Liberian people, this is the same person you used to call Tifa. Like he said, he was a role. Were you going to agree with him now because he's saying all hail President Boakai? I don't know. It's up to you, Liberian people. Listen to yourself. Yeah. So the thing is that I think looking at what he's saying, it's a good thing for us to utilize our resources to get what we want. They say use your resources as tools, not people as tools, right? So it is a good thing, but we have to make sure that we are getting the worth, the actual value of what we are giving out in exchange for what we want. That's, for me, that's the issue. Regardless of who is talking it, I don't care who talking, because guess what? Even the devil can say the truth.
Yeah.
So we have to be mindful how we go against people because they are for this side and we're not for that side. Now I see all my brothers here. They say, yeah, what he's saying is the right thing, is the right thing, is the right thing. If I all you are going to be on the CDC side and say, we will use this mountain here to get what we want, I'm going to say, oh, they want to steal our resources, they want to carry it, they want to steal it. Now what you guys will be saying. But today, because it's Boakai, you are all saying, yeah, it's the right thing he's saying. But look, guys, I think our country deserves better. We need to come together as a people. And when you feel within yourself, that's what I always do. What I say here is my conscience, because my conscience would not set me right if I come here and lie and deceive people, knowing the truth. But what you guys do here most of the time.
No comment, no comment.
You come here and you bend the truth just to make sure that your interest is served. We should have to stop that. I want to thank you. And I want to thank the Liberian people for continuing to listen to us, because after us, the show will exist. It will be online. People will see it and people will understand what we stood for. Thank you.
George, is it cool in Australia?
I guess so.
Yeah, it gets cold, especially where I am now is a little cold.
So welcome, Ambassador Davis. Can you introduce yourself and tell us?
Amy, I'm not.
Yeah, you will make it last.
Okay, no problem. I was still going to allow you give Ambassador David a chance to talk, because he came and he been saying it was so long. Josh don't have the decency to say, oh, he's a new face. Let he just go ahead and talk before I come in. But anyway, that's the kind of a character we have in Josh. That's it. Go ahead, Ambassador.
Who says I won't cry because Josh didn't with Boakai?
Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wheresoever you are watching us. And then I would like to say thank you, Ami, for bringing me on the show. And then
you're always welcome.
I would like to say hi. I'd like to say hi to everyone there. And today is my very first day coming on the show. And by the way, my name is David Vakoli. I'm currently in Liberia. So, and then, I've been following the show. So, I think we are discussing about Thomas Farah special interest statement that he used today, just to impress President Boakai visit to what he was dedicating, because it's not something that will benefit Liberia. So just shortly, I don't like to stay on discussing issue. Like for me, what I'm saying here tonight or this morning It is my point of view.
Mhm.
That's my point of view. Okay. So when I listen to the district number one representative of Lofa County and then in extension speaker, deputy speaker of the House of representative, when he was speaking without type of energy, without type of power, scratching his eyes and then making his face like yeah, just go back and watch that video. So I was like sitting, I put my hand near my ear and just listening to him. What came to my mind is it's just simple. Tomo Farah don't have backbone in the political arena of Liberia. He is now with CDC. Up to now, we don't know if he is with Unity Party, LP, or any other political party. But really, Tomo Farah want to pave his way to the Unity Party for 2029 for him to run as maybe vice president. That's Tomo Farah's dream. So
You think
what
that's
can
what the
he do?
news of what his uncle comes in today?
Yeah. That's Tomo Farah. Yeah, that's Tomo Farah political, no shoot that he is shooting now. Because that CDC can no longer take him again. CDC can no longer take Tomo Farah again. So what Tomo Farah is doing now is it's just simple. Is to sell Lofa County to Joseph Boakai. Although Joseph Boakai came from there. And Joseph Boakai have not done anything sound there that the people can look at him again and re-elect in 2029. So Tomo Farah, but when you watch that video closely. When you hear Tomo Farah, talking, and then look at when the camera go around, look at the citizen of that place. When a few adults was laughing and the other people feel was frown. But Tomo Farah, in his statement, he said that the adults came to him and they agreed.
I want to see this.
Yeah, the adults came to him. The adults came to him, and then
today we are all here. If not all seven, please stand calling if you are here. The two senators, all of the representatives. We are representing on this project. While it is true we came here to dedicate this project, but we want to use this medium, Mr. President, to formally or informally petition you on behalf of the people of Lofa County. Because that's what the Constitution provides. The 300,000+ people cannot speak for themselves. They must pass it through us. And that's why they elected us. And we have built serious consultations along with our chiefs and elders, opinion leaders. That we have nothing in Lofa County, Mr. President. Our only major, one of the young kids said, resource that we have in this county, it's time for it to be neutralized for the benefit of our people. If Gavin Wologisi will cost us to get this road all the way to Medicoma, gave out Wologisi, Mr. President.
You listen to Thomas Fala.
If Gavin Wologisi will give us the biggest referral hospital, please give Wologisi. Mr. President, if Gavin Wologisi will give us the biggest tertiary education for our children, give Wologisi. Mr. President, if Gavin Wologisi will provide job opportunities for the young folks, Mr. President, you have 100% our support. Yes, the caucus member. Have a seat.
So, Mr. David, I see cheering from the citizens of Lofa about giving Wologisi for jobs. So, what were you talking about?
Okay. And you saw the senator there, right? Joseph Jala, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was Joseph Jala happy? Was Joseph Jala happy? Yeah, he stood.
I don't know if he, what are you talking about? Happy if you want him to be jumping up, but even if he wasn't happy, I think
No, at
he'll not be
least,
happy for one reason. He's not doing
at,
something, somebody else is doing it. Don't you think?
no,
Don't you
no,
think
no,
he's
no,
thinking,
no,
you know what,
no.
that man, I don't coming for my job. If he's not happy, don't you think that's what he's thinking about? But anyway, go
So
ahead.
the question is to you, what Tomo Farah is saying,
Mhm.
Joseph Jara never heard about it or they never go for meeting. Joseph Jara is not part of no, is not part of the chorus of Lofa Kante, and he was not part of the meeting of the elders. He was part of it. He is the senator.
Mhm.
So yes, he only stood because of respect sake. And he stand up and he look, and then Tomo Farah finish, and then he told all to say. But what I'm trying to say is this: okay, let's look at the people who are behind Joseph Jara or behind the president. All those, these are citizens, except the people who are behind Tomo Farah, who were sitting in front of the table. These are elders, and these are some of the compromised elders who know.
See, Jerry, you gotta help me out here. When the people are happy, something wrong with them. When they're not happy, something wrong with them. What do you want?
No, I'm just saying something because these are the same people who were happy at that time and they brought Tomo Farah in power. So if Tomo Farah come back to say, oh, I want to say, or we will do anything just to bring school, just to bring hospital, just to bring development, by us giving what our great grandparents left here for us. It's no, it wouldn't show that clearly. That's why I say I can say this in three different ways. The four ways that I'm discussing is just politics. Two of what I want to give you what relevant for Joseph Boakai and that of Unity Party. That's number one. And number two, Tomo Farah is still knocking a chest in that Lofa Kante that he is the godfather of Lofa Kante. And forgetting to know that other people he is only taking care of district number one, and you have other districts, and you have the overall person which is the senator for that whole country. But Tomo Farah want to show because he have money. But the only thing I have to say is, for now, even when I was telling some people yesterday, I say this discussion, maybe when we're ready to discuss such thing as this, let us discuss it in the political form, which is Tomo Farah want to gain relevant. But we should forget about the president, listening to him until we can see and hear, if President Boakai take that, because when he was saying that, and then he mean it because when President Boakai went to America, he told the president Donald Trump that Liberia is open to trading. I'm appealing to you for you to bring people to survey, let us know the resources that is in Liberia. So my question that I ask myself, so Joseph Boakai don't know the total resources that is in Liberia, and then on one of his annual message, he stood on that pulpit or that podium and he told the Liberian people, international people, that we have surveyed our natural resources. Now he went to the White House, he contradicted himself that the people should come. So now Tomo Farah already paving that way for America to come now to survey. Trust me, they will start from Lofa Kante. And trust me, if good company come and then they try to they try to man or do any other business within Lofa Kante, Tomo Farah will gain a big political relevance in Liberia, not only in Unity Party but in Liberia, and that will boost his morale for him to also get any position in the Unity Party for 2029. So what I'm trying to say is just simple, just to conclude is this: Tomo Farah should not look for relevance. They look they look fear they are suffering. Have you people do a survey in Tomo Farah district number one? It was the few times he went there. Since Tomo Farah got elected, Tomo Farah can only go on a normal thing, but he don't have time for the people. Today, Tomo Farah telling the people that Even if we call for them to bring the mountain down for bridge to come, bridge will come. So he only trying to add up to President Bouaka that President Bouaka say, if you call for me to work with the devil, I'll work with the devil. So tomorrow for that too, bring it the same thing on. So
Thank
this
you,
is all
David.
about politics.
So
Yeah,
from
just
your
it's all about politics.
for your deliberation, I will conclude that you are a sedition, correct? You laughing. I'm so smart, right?
Amy,
No,
that's
so,
not all
so,
right. That's not good. That's not good. You can't do that.
so
You cannot
listen,
do that.
Josh, we're not hiding here. Nobody hiding here. I'm
let us
supporting you.
put Liberia first. Let us put Liberia first. If I was a
Okay.
solution, I was going to put David plus
I
CDC.
mean, you keep on Labro first, but your talking point did not match Labro
Not
first,
the
my man.
CDC first. But thank you.
No, seriously. I'm a Liberian, and
I know
what
you
Tomo
are.
Farah did today, it is Tomo Farah political gain. Tomo Farah don't have time for a no Lofian. Tomo Farah supposed to sit down there and say, even if they call for all to bring the whole mountain down, we call for all to get bridge, we get it. Tomo Farah never supposed to use that word. He came, in fact, his
The
great
girl
grandparents
speaking
came to met that
literally. He was
mountain.
literally speaking. He was literally speaking.
Yeah, that's why I think it was. But
All right.
thank
It
you.
was not like
Mama,
every
the
one
thing
thing
is
I
called
get
war.
bridge.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for
The
your
Bible said death and life lies in the power of our tongue. So Tomo Farah already put life and death in the country.
Thank you, David. At least we both got in power here tonight.
Let's put Labro first, my man. The man was speaking politically. He was speaking politically.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
so
Thank you very much. Yeah.
I'm happy that he has an ambassador title because I think he's an ambassador to represent Lofa County tonight and CDC in disguise. My man, they say he will feel one with pebbles up for rocking return. We already know you. As soon as you say one or two, you don't have a plenty there. We don't have to say.
They're speaking, we shall know them.
As soon as you say one or two, we already know. You see, everybody take a back. We get relaxed now. We say let it man finish.
But
So
it's okay. Safe space.
Yeah, so
it's a safe space for you.
It's a safe place. Come and
Make sure
talk.
you come back. We love you. Come back tomorrow.
We like it when people be sporadic, just all over the place. That autopause conversation, you get spreading your wing all over the place. It's good. We'll pack you together. We'll package you correct before you move on here. So look, let us just stop all those politics argument. Sometimes that's what I say when you guys come, you make some people sleeping in the comment section and you raise paracetamol argument. It does not really create the atmosphere so we can deconstruct the argument the way we want to do it. Because if you sit on the show and just focus wholly and solely on what Tomo Farah said, then and you are even going as far as bringing the happiness index. You're invoking the happiness index to start telling us about who are happy, who are not happy, the sadness that is on the face of the people. And you so it was so funny how my man was laying, he was fighting to lay the thing and everything was all about let's come and get Farah. Look, Farah said it in a way that anybody who is considering himself to be in that position of leadership to speak for his people. That's the reason why he said after consultation with the people. He did not say after I wake up and finish drinking my beer, I get wake up and take my decision. No. He said in consultation. And the validation of that consultation was when he asked for the first time to see all the lawmakers to agree. He saw 7 of them, all of them stood up. Lofa County are always been, and some of them are always been here and there when it comes to agreeing on one or two things when it comes to their county. But for this one, for that show to us who are not Lofian, who are non-Lofian, show to us that they were in one accord. So you were looking at somebody's face and saying the person not happy. I don't know which magnitude or which glasses you were using to detect somebody happy there or not. You have to explain that one to me later. He said certain people are not happy, but the person is too low. The person is not happy, but the person is too low, and he agree. So look, I'm telling you, that particular Horogizi you're talking about, I don't know whether you are an engineer. If you engineer, let us know so that we can tell for that you engineer so they can forget about it. So when you reach with the error, you can go and be the one that will go and take care of it. But we can't get a Horogizi mountain, and the man is telling the president who is the commander-in-chief and the chief executive officer, who is the #1 citizen for the entire country, he's telling him that if there is something in this mountain that can bring the biggest referral hospital to our people, let's go for it. If there is something in this mountain, nobody knows what in that mountain. You sitting here and the other people on the other side of the mountain already money. They're already getting their own resources. They're getting billions of dollars from it. And our own, we say, more keep it. For who? For who? Who know who else coming after you to tell us SYZ? So the man is telling the president, in fact, let's just stop the whole argument.
I think.
Yeah, let's just stop the whole thing about that is something broad problem in the country about rest riot. Because when somebody do recommendation and people amplify it and stupefy it and transmogrify it to the extent that people who get little understanding, they get angry and they join in the street. It was a recommendation that brought rest riot. This man is telling the president in the form of a recommendation. He telling the president, say, if this, you are using if. So it left with the president, because the president will not go in. President Braga, we all know President Braga doesn't just take decision because somebody sit down somewhere and say the president must.
But you saw the way President Braga was sitting there.
Yeah, you saw the president. President Braga just don't take decision like that. He's somebody who is very quiet, who is very resolute, who lean back and do a lot of consultation. So he saw the recent argument with the decentralization of the port for the first time, President Braga in the history of Liberia, for him to use the veto power to send it back to them. And President Braga, you saw he's already know that type of man. So Deputy Speaker was telling him, he said, if this particular mountain that you and I were not even born when the mountain was in existence, that you and I don't know all these years the mountain been here. If this mountain, something in this mountain will bring referral hospital for our people, will create jobs for the young folks that are here, will bring infrastructural development in the road from here to Menikoma. If this particular mountain can do it, why can't we do it? If that road open, you yourself, if you get a little village over there, if you even get a village girlfriend that you drive on that road quick to go see her and go come back. So
yeah, they're smiling.
I mean, why are we getting like that? We can say, oh, and you know, this is something in the good interest of our people. He giving good recommendation. Look, for concession agreement to fail or for things to not happen is because the people we elected to be our direct representation. That's why you heard me for that saying that 300,000 people here cannot speak for themselves. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why they elected us. So all are sitting here, all can talk at the same time. Not quiet over there. They elected us to speak on their behalf. So he said, after doing consultation with the people, and they agreed, they say, okay, the area say, okay, we agree. We discuss with you, you say, okay, we agree. Then we, the senator, then go back again. We all put out there together and we agree. They say, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I'll be in a midst. Don't tell me, say, God did not descend among those people to help them, to guide them. They say, oh, yeah, there's the time now, so you can see what in that area there and to better the life of your people. Thomas Fala is doing well, exceptionally well as an individual. He can get all the negative things you want to say about Fala, but when it comes to doing what his district wants, he get a radio station there. Now he get resting place now. When people come to that Simple River there now, when he stop there, he can get a place to rest. And you know, and you want to pick up from there now, you pick up, you go. And more besides, let us look at the proposition why he was given to the president. He left again, we don't see lawmaker then again to beat on the executive. The reason why you see the people there in other concession now getting what they're getting, it is because the oversight responsibility of the lawmaker, although people who are direct representation of the people, It's not being effectuated, because if the oversight responsibility is held, then that means those lawmakers will be putting pressure on the executive, because they have to put pressure on the executive to say this social corporate responsibility that we sign under this minimum agreement, that our people must get this one. Why are they not getting it? This is the pressure that we must beat on our lawmaker, so they can put on the executive, so the executive can do what those people who sign the agreement with them to say, oh yeah, let's hold on to the agreement that we signed with the people. But apart from that, I don't think Farah was wrong. Farah gave the recommendation to the president. President Baga can take you or leave it. And you know, government in succession, even your CDC government king, they were saying that around that Wologisi, they never had no idea what in that mountain. They were confused than any other person. That's why they say when the evil brother beat the drum for the down for the innocent, that drum can never sound.
Farah not in CDC.
But as a
now
CDC,
you know, because now you join you, now you know.
Hey, my man, George, give me learn, man. My late 30 second, I want to learn. I finish jumping inside. Whether for our in CDC, you're not in CDC, I'm telling you that once man changes, it is now late to do the right thing. If I
you get sense now, you get sense. It's okay.
Hey, George, my man, back. Okay, George, take my banner 30 seconds now. Take my banner 30 seconds. Yeah, my man. So if they time that we are in now, look, we are in the age and time now that the president, you see, okay, quickly, I mean, let me get conclude on my 15 seconds. My young brother said, the president said in his State of Nation address, because he was all over the place, he came from Fala, he went to the president, that the mineral survey that was done by the Chinese, the president said in the State of Nation address that he did a survey for the entire country. That's what he said. The president said and the president went to America and asked the American to come and help with survey. So he think that there was a contradiction in what the president said. Look, my young man, there's a lot more you need to learn about diplomacy, you need to learn about governance. There are a lot more you need to learn. You cannot do survey and rely on one institution. Why you think your land that you living on? When somebody buy another piece of land closer to your land, when they come in survey, they can tell you, say they can send a citation for you to bring your own surveyor so that they can make sure they look at all the demarcation. So surveying do not require only one person. You need too many different opinions. If you in a developed country, when you go to the hospital, in the hospital, some of the doctors they say, oh, this is the sickness that you get. You're not too certified, you can go for a second opinion. And it's not a bad thing to always get second opinion. It's very important. Sometimes you go to the next person will say, oh, I did not see this one, that this one I seen. So it is not bad for our president to go and ask the American to come and help in surveying. And the president can make it clear to you again on the airport. He said the Chinese were only able to do 2 counties. So I don't know why we want to keep beating on the thing, spinning it around, making it. This not politics, not politics at all. That's laziness. Let's go to the issue. The real issue is let them do the survey and tell us what we have here so that our people can know what we get in our hand, so we can start looking for the right people who can come and do the money and our people can benefit. Thank you, Amy.
You. So I think when people are saying Father nothing to injure or whatever, I don't think that's the case. But Father,
can I say something to family?
Father, but if someone is saying things, you don't have to take it for the grain of salt. But if you're representing his county, his constituent, his district, I don't think that's when someone's saying what he's saying, it doesn't mean it. They're not telling you that person have changed to injure all of a sudden. I still have my doubts about Thomas Fowles. I still have my concern about things he had done in the past. So there's nothing wrong with that. But with that being said, if Thomas Fowles was still in CDC, we will not be looking at him the way we're looking at him now from the other side. So let's not pretend that that's only a one-sided thing. That's the Liberian thing. That's what I have noticed ever since I've been watching Liberian politics, which is a year ago. But go ahead with 30 seconds. Which has been a year ago. That's part of this.
Well, who get this?
I said something. I said something, and then family came to make some correction pertaining to Parker's statement to the U.S. To the U.S. White House. You went there, which is President Parker went there, and Donald Trump, Donald Trump telling him that I want to trade with your country, and then you told him that you have many resources. The same man who tell you that he want to trade with you, then you tell the man, say, I beg you, please come and survey. For example, no, your next door neighbor having a land inside your land, and the man he is a surveyor. Then you go tell that man, say, please come and survey my land inside your land. To you, that man will not come portion of your land added to the land. That is the same thing. If America come and survey our resources in Liberia, do you think America will be able to give Liberia the actual, or how I said, the actual result? America can never do it because America, remember,
David,
America
do
has
you
already
think?
found $1.8 billion. So I pause there for now.
Thank you. Maybe somebody that question I wanted to ask. Maybe somebody was
So-
something. Go ahead, Ture.
So basically, David, the CDC Commander General that's saying here tonight, Terence.
Just you, eh?
But look,
Just you, eh?
but look, also serious note, David, you're making some points here. But here's the thing. So basically, you are saying, Liberia, you understand very well that if you look at the whole knockout thing, when ExxonMobil came to Liberia to do that whole stuff, we don't have tester. We don't have, matter of fact, we don't have a sector from your LU there that have anything to do with research on all of these things. We don't even have the education. We don't have the education. We have not invested in that area. So basically, and that's the thing. And I understand. You went to Donald Trump. You told Donald Trump, look, we want you to come to Liberia and help us assess what we have. We have plenty of resources, right? But we don't know the value of the resources because we don't have tester.
Technology.
You know, we don't have the technology to tell us what we have.
So then what we know now, what we're doing here.
Every country go through with these things, right? Look at America, how America have been able to benefit from the Middle East. Because people have all the oil, but they didn't even know how to process it. You know what I'm saying, right? So business is what it is. It's a give and take. You can't say, oh, because if you call people, if they can't do the assessment, they'll overvalue our stock or they will undervalue our stock. Brother, somebody will have to win you sometime in life, okay? Then when you build yourself up and put yourself at that level, then you will say never again. But until you can get to that point, you will always live by other people's directives. All right? And Liberia is at our country right now. We are the place right now where we are vulnerable to resource attractions. We've seen the Chinese people doing it, right? But that is not only like that. That's not the sole reason why our processes and our mountains and our resources have been flagrant violated, right? I feel like something that family actually touched. Lack of oversight, right? And Alfred actually hit that. The social responsibility of these companies that come, you know what I mean, and do their extractions. Nobody go there to actually oversee anything out of the operations. They are taking more than what they agreed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all of these things are just it's a
Thank you.
capitulation of so many other issues that we might not have the time to discuss tonight. But I can almost guarantee you there's a right place in the right direction. Thomas Fowler talking about his country, and you have every right to do that. And the person are there to absorb everything in, and he will make the final decision on that.
Thank you, Ture. So yeah, I don't think when America comes to solving the whole Liberia, they're gonna be the one that, doing everything in Liberia. Like, Trump would be the one, like Donald Trump be like, the president Joseph Boakai be like, oh, since you solve it, you go ahead and let have this deal and contract with you for you to be the one to be. No, I don't think that's what. But anyway, Alfred, you wanted to come in?
I want to take 30 seconds.
Okay.
Because it's in the grand scheme of logic, it's not even possible, say, for the Americans to come and survey the entire country. For one, look, you know, it's going to take longer time for them to go deep into. Look, the Liberian economy is in Liberia is structured in a way that there have been too many shifting. We don't know, because all of the miners, all the people that were giving licenses to go mine, many of them are not even giving report on minerals that they are taking out of the site. How many times do we have people who mining from our in our mining sector give report to central government, say, oh, in this year, this is what we got from here. When you give actually metal chance a chance to go get iron ore, how sure are we that they are only taking iron ore? So Gori Verelon and all the other groups that you have in there, how sure are you that they are just taking exactly what they signed out to take? And they are not giving you a comprehensive statistic on what are the mineral in the prospecting and exploration. They are not telling you. And so that's the reason why I continue to say we will always need second opinion. Look, they say until the rotten tooth is pulled out, the mouth must chew with caution. You cannot tell the Americans you have to do this and do this if you know that the Americans doing your survey. You have to be careful, slowly work along with them, understand them, and grab the concept like how the Libyan people did it. When the issue of oil exploration started in Libya, they were the Americans, the British went in there. They were doing the exploration until when the Libyan felt that they reached at the point where they needed to get involved. They sent people to Russia to understand about oil and gas exploration. And when they grabbed the concept, they came back, they took over. So today, that lead to the uprising. Anywhere you kick the American out from, just know that something else coming for you. He's going to come back. He's right here.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Alfred. You're muted, dude.
I sat there and I listened to discussion across the floor, and you know, it just my heart just bleed for Liberia. Recently, I was watching a video from the first female president of Namibia, Nandi Ndaitwah.
I love her.
And you can see a president that have a national agenda. She was saying to the people of Namibia that gone are the days with all the resources they have in the country, that the people of Namibia will continue to pay from their pocket higher education. You know what she did? Beginning next year, she spoke in parliament. Beginning next year, all schools in Namibia will be free. The government will pay because they have the resources. This is what we're talking about. And she was applauded by the national parliament. You could see people, everybody were instantly ovation because everybody know the national agenda, what they want to achieve. What they want to achieve as a country. So they want, it was beyond party line. She was not speaking as a partisan. She was speaking as a national citizen of Namibia. Because they have the resources, they have to educate their population, and they want to be independent. So look at that country. George Weah started to do the same thing in Liberia when in terms of free tertiary education. The problem with George Weah is that he never did complete good study on it to see how it will work for the country and how long that particular program will last in terms of sustainability. What the outcome will be. But places in Namibia, they have some of the best universities in Africa. They have some of the best schools in Africa. So it's easy for them. And what is the resources they have? Diamonds. Diamond is one of their major resources. So yes, that one can happen. But for our country, we have people like Tomo Fala who are more or less interested in their own self-aggrandizement, what they can get. I am not a fan of Tomo Farah. Tomo Farah has not proven to me as a Liberian that he has integrity, that he stand up for the truth. He stand up for what is right for the country. Tomo Farah was, I think, chairman on Waste, Means and Finance in the last 6 years. What is it when he was on that committee? What did he do that benefit Liberia? 6 years? You found bogus agreement being signed. Just the other day before the Asla agreement was signed. All in the corridor there was noise. What happened again? They gave them brown envelope, they gave them one pick up, they go sign document again for another 25 years. The same thing happening in Great Cayman County. When President Bala was coming, he said they were going to make sure that they were going to ratify the Mineral Development Agreement, the MDA, for Great Cayman County in the Western Cluster. What happened to that deal? Our people are still suffering over there. Not a day that I saw Mr. Farah on the floor of the Liberian National Assembly discussing about the issue of oversight. That you see me standing over there and talking about, say, if one guy if that cause her to bring rule, we will bring it. If they want cause her to do, we will do it. No. Like I say again, when Liberia ready to work, we know from the legislature, we know from the executive mansion. But for now, those guys that are in the legislature, I don't trust them. They are a bunch of thieves. Because if people were very serious about development, Liberia is very small. 5 million people. We don't plenty. The resources we have, we plenty of money. The human being. You know, I'm talking about in wealth now. The mineral resources that we have. Just imagine, for example, the arable land alone that we have in terms of agriculture. How many money has been put into agriculture? You tell me, the millions and millions and millions of dollars that have gone into agriculture, we are still spending $200 million every year. Every year, $200 million every year for our staple food importation. Just imagine that. Just imagine that for a second. When was the last time people that Farah stood on the floor and said, no, enough is enough. We are going to empower our Liberian people.
On Friday. Thursday or Friday. Thursday.
You know, when was the last time we said enough is enough, that we are now going back to ensure that our farmers are empowered? Then you implement the project, you go after it and make sure that the people receive the money and they are making the farm, the produce are coming out. We are planning for those different produce that are coming out. We say, okay, we'll make it out of competition. For example, we say born, Nima, this and that. We want this one to happen this year. We'll go to the agriculture fair at the end of the year to see who produce more food in that year. You can see the guys talking about that. The only thing they're concerned about is to get kickbacks. They get 50%, 10%, 15%, 5% from those concession agreements. That's all they after. That's all. We don't want that mistake to happen in local country. President Bwaga, I beg you. The other thing where my man bring it, don't listen to him. Don't listen to Farah and how they call it, Saturday, Senator Saturday. Don't listen to them. All these guys are a bunch of greedy guys. They see it happen in Nima County, they want it happen in Lofa. They see it happen in Bon County, they want it happen in Lofa. We don't want that to happen. Please, Mr. President, don't listen to these people. If you want to exploit the mountain, which is a good thing, make sure that the T's and the I's are dotted. You cross the T's and the I's and make sure that the benefit of the people.
It's from Liberia. We gotta. Thank you. I said, Davey, it's in Liberia. We gotta hurry up and having something. I can say thank you. Am I muted?
So let me just close on this.
15 seconds.
We want development in Liberia. Some of us want to go back home as soon as possible. We don't want to be 60, 70 years in the diaspora. We want to go back home. But we want to go back to a country that we can appreciate. We want to go back to a country that we can be proud of. Right. And that's why we'll be calling people that follow them to make sure they change the code. They got to change that mindset. They got to change that mindset. You don't have to leave government with plenty of money You go there for service. The mindset that when you come to government, you got to steal, that mindset needs to change. The mindset that when you come to government, you are a big boss in the community. Everybody look up to you for favorite thing, and I know. Empower your people so they can be independent.
Thank you.
You don't have to hold off too much for that show. Oh, the boss man here, the boss man here. We tired with that thing. We tired
Thank
with
you,
it.
Alfred. So, guys, we're gonna go around with our closing. I think we have exhausted enough time on this topic. David, since you're in Liberia, do you wanna go ahead and do your closing right before? Oh, you get plenty of data. You wanna hang with us? Go ahead. Your closing. You're muted.
Continue the show. Yeah, we can still continue the show.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
closing now.
okay.
We are
Okay, all right, all right.
I'm having tired today. You can come out tomorrow.
It's all midnight now.
Okay, I would like to say thank you, and then I wish to have this opportunity every other time, and I'll be available to to meet the two guys in the blue, the two guys in the blue, the two guys in the blue. To meet them again.
Don't meet those people. Don't meet those people.
Oh, man, I'll be in Liberia in December. I'll meet you.
No, I mean not to meet you on the show for us to politically exchange our intellectual capacity. Because you guys are really telling me that I'm a musician. So now
we dissected you.
I know.
It's not hard to discover seditions.
Which type of DA machine you use to discover me that I'm a musician?
Yeah. Anytime you say anything against the government, you sedition.
Ask George.
Yeah.
The same machine we use to discover George.
So my next time coming on the show here, I'm going to put my name and I take Liberia first, and I'm going to put CDC there.
There you go.
No, you guys. Okay, thank you guys for the show. Thank you guys for the show, and thank everyone for following.
If you come here, CDC like George, CDC Australia, you can just say CDC. I don't know Maba Point or
Liberia, CDC Liberia. CDC Liberia.
On the leopard, it doesn't wash away a spot.
Exactly.
You must punish yourself anyway. You can't sit down here. So you say one or two.
You will see you.
We already know you.
No, I'm political. Yeah. No, I'm political.
How many times do I call your hair? Join, I call your hair more than 20 times. Say sedition.
And they say no matter how long stay still on water will not change your crocodile. If you're a sedition, you're all sedition.
So because Tomo Farah have taken up the red barrel or the blue barrel, now make Tomo Farah to be very wise man, right?
So Tomo Farah regain his consciousness. Tomo Farah regain his consciousness.
He's trying to rebrand himself, David, but we don't trust him.
No, David. There's a time in each and every one of our lives where there's a unique opportunity where we rediscover ourselves, right? And some people call it regaining consciousness. You know, it's like somebody going coma and then they wake up. Somebody starting their head, then they shake their head. That happened to Tomo Farah. The man understood that he has been hijacked by this court. You know what I'm saying? And now he have realized that, you know what the hell was I being into? You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure you, David, one day you'll get our wake-up call. And I just pray that it happen in the soonest of times because you're a young man.
When you hear that prophet saying, go and sin no more, then you pack your thing and like you say, it's over. I'm born again.
To tell you that Tomo Farah, just to close, to tell you that Tomo Farah was very well wise enough when we were in CDC And now when he left from CDC, the whole brain
But you were the one that was
he
not
get things
wise.
well.
They were the one not
Yeah, he
wise.
is coming on now to say, we should use the mountain. Why when you were in George Manor, we are government, you never use that word? Because you were very wise.
It
But now
depends
he is
where
not
Georgia
wise
was
again.
taking. It
Because-
depends where Georgia was taking the advice. Georgia, anything I can get Georgia hard time can go after it. You know that one.
But
Do you
I
I
have
see your man tomorrow. I see
Look,
you
hey,
tomorrow.
Honorable man.
it was a
Thank you,
great
Derek.
They
show.
will not
See you
agree. They will
tomorrow,
not
God
agree.
willing.
It was a tremendous show. I
You
want to
guys
say
are
this.
very hypocritical. Very hypocritical.
My
All
man,
right,
Joy, do my
George, you are
closing.
closing.
It was a tremendous show.
Oh,
I want to say I
George, where
want
are
to say
you?
thank you to all of our contributors. I want to say thank you to our followers, those that
David.
share YouTube, Facebook, and to the panelists, man. Guys, you know we've been in this now for a very long time, so there is no surprise yet. I know what I'm gonna get from George at all time. I know what I'm gonna get from my brother Alfred, Fambula, you know what I'm saying, and the rest of the guys that are not on the show tonight. So we have actually built this camaraderie, something that obviously we're gonna sustain. That my man Alfred will actually travel from Iowa without letting me know that he's coming to Philly. But we need to enter Philly.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody
But you know
knew.
what?
Everybody knew. No. You can't say that. Everybody knew. Everybody knew. Everybody says Mr. knew.
You know
So
what I
you
mean?
cannot say
But at
that.
least, you know what I mean? I try to be very hard. I try to be very hospitable. You know what I mean? My man family can attest. You know what I'm saying? So basically, Alfred, there's no love lost. I still love you. But yes, I mean, when you keep the Philly, I'm already in Delaware, 2 hours away, brother. You know what I mean? I apologize. If I could make my way back to come and see you, no, I would have. Still love you, though.
are you done, George?
Yeah, look, thank you guys. You know, like I said from the beginning of this program, what astounds me about us is the level of hypocrisy that is in us as Liberians. And one of the things I've discovered also is that whether that is an attribute of Liberians, but it's most synonymous with those who support Wakai,
Oh,
including all of you on the show.
I see.
And I will not say my brother Alfred for a fact. Alfred is not part of that. But I realized that these guys will go at all lengths
Me?
to say once okay, you are not there too.
Amy, what you
Yeah.
surprised for?
You're not there. I'm talking about a man with a big earphone in your ear and one man with a red cap. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, what we need to do as Liberians to move our country forward is to be a constant in the equation. But most of the time I find out our people are variables that can be changed. They can change their mind anytime about you once you conform with their ideology. Because they support Bouakai, as soon as you say I support Bouakai today, you are a saint. And I remember that's the same thing that happened to Didon. That's why I'm going to contest against Didon, even if he does contest in Monserrate County.
don't try it, Bobby.
He said Musa Belete was now poor from Saul. And then few hours.
No, he said let's allow people to change from Saul to Paul. Musa Belete refused to turn to Paul, but they don't want optimistic.
But he didn't say that he's
But it
optimistic.
changed, but even though they ain't happy, but
He didn't say that he was optimistic, but if you want to add that there, I thank you for adding that there. And I know, you are Didon supporter, so you will make him look good.
100%.
Yeah, you're making him look good, which of course to me again is part of the hypocrisy. So I'm going to join you on these guys now as I speak. You are part of the clique, the man with the red cap and the man with the BF. Yeah, you guys are the same. And that's the problem, because like some of us, I remember, maybe I said it on the show a number of times, like when I used to go against Costa from the beginning. Costa said, he called me one time and said, George, the day I'm running for any office, I want you to be part of me, part of my campaign, because you are constant. that taught me something. It
Show me
taught
the
me that
text.
I can show you the chat. If you want me to put in the chat, I'll put in the chat. I'll check for it. Even though he blocked me on his after some time because he knew that I was not changing. Maybe he thought about saying that to me or going to make me to change to follow him, but no, it did not
No,
change.
you were just
Not-
yelling Costa here during the election because he said he was supporting CDC. So what are you talking
no,
about?
I did not hear him. I did not hear him. Maybe it's someone
Oh,
else. I
please.
said I don't trust Costa. Whatever Costa says today, he says it because it's what he wants to say, but not what he has in his head. So there's the coordination between what he says and what is in his head is different. So for me, I have a lot of respect for him because I think he's a really good orator. He commands the English language. He can talk and influence people just like Charles Taylor used to do. I think he got a similar command. But what I do feel about him is that he's very fluid, and as a leader and as a person of morals and a person of principles, you have to be constant, and that's what I am. So today you come and knock me down, I'll get and wipe my boy and say I'm going, and I will go to where I want to go. And we have to find, we are really, really, really rare breed. Some of us will come on the show every time and speak our mind, regardless of the insults we get. We come on the show every time to say, guys, this is it. When you leave, when you stop insulting us, you come to us, I will tell you, say welcome, but that does not mean that because you come to me now and say you want to support me, I think that you're God. I just feel that you still have time to learn the principle of being constant in your thinking faculty to make sure that you are a person of ideology, not someone who is a follower. Because for some of us, while I disagree in private on some issues, when I go in public, because I don't want to create a resentment amongst my people, I will not say out loud, but I will not also support it, out there. I will be quiet. And when you know George, you will know that when George is quiet about a situation, unless you push him to talk, George is quiet about it and knows that something is actually bothering George. And he's not going to say it because he knows it's going to cause more problems than it will bring solution. Because some people are very bent on what they believe and what they want to say. So I will just mute and do it. But for us Liberians, guys, and I want to admonish you guys, create a situation in which you will support something because it's what you believe in. Because when you believe in this thing, you will always follow it and follow it to the letter. I want to thank you. I want to thank God, and I want to thank the Liberian people, for this opportunity.
Tonight. You can let somebody tell you say your chicken white before you come in here praising it because that's your own something about yourself, but that's not who you are. That's not who something you to be. You are way far from that description you're giving yourself. But go ahead, Alfred.
Okay. So tonight we started this conversation with our passport decentralization.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say that it's a conglomeration of different ministries and agencies coming together to make this happen. So like I said again, the question we need to be asking ourselves, and somebody was saying, why I was saying it was not in place and blah blah blah. In fact, if the government decides they're doing decentralization, it means that they have everything in place. When as someone who been around policy making, you can't always get everything when you are implementing a policy. You can't always get everything. You will start a policy, and as you go on, you start fixing things along the way.
Improve it.
All right. So in my hand here, see my hand here. Let me bring it closer so I can see it. See that? This is my national registration ID card. It got expired last year, December.
Where's your picture in there?
Go there.
Oh,
right there. Okay. So it got expired last year, November. But if I had the opportunity to go back to that, I would have just gone to the national registry with this and I get a new one. Okay. So this issue about passport decentralization is a good thing. It's a very good thing.
Mm-hmm.
It will help the national registry to be able to do what they want to do. Because if you have the decentralization in all the counties, it's easier for people to get their passport. They don't have, I mean, their birth certificate. You don't have to be flying all the way to Monrovia to come to the Ministry of Health to get passport. I mean, or to get birth certificate. It's a good thing. But the question is, do we have the manpower? Do we have all the logistics in place to be able to deal with this situation? Because I can remember in the George Weah administration, they said they were decentralizing driver license. I have 2 of my family members that work directly in that section from the Ministry of Transport. They took the people, husband and wife, and send them to Banga. No place for them to stay. People have to be doing transportation every day from Pinsville to Banga to go and come because there's no place for them to stay.
Oh, that's true.
For them to be able to work for this driver license stuff.
And they didn't have housing for them?
They didn't have housing when it started. When the people started complaining, then they provided housing, but it only lasts for 4 months. Then now the house they were in, and the people started demanding for their rent. The government couldn't pay, so the people have to leave to come back to Monrovia. So what I was saying, this is the experience that people have when say for example, you have your family in Monrovia, right? Amy, and then the ministry decides, okay, say you're working in the department, we'll be moving your office to Banga, for example, right? You will have to go with the team, but you don't live in a place. You got your home in Monrovia, right? Now, if you go over there and the government is not providing housing for you, how do you think it will make your work easy? You will not be effective. You will not be effective. Even if people come to do their passport and their passport and their birth certificate and stuff, and you're not in your office to do it, you go to one maybe 2-3 times in a week. The other days you are not there because of the issue of transportation. How do you think that particular operation will be effective? It will not be effective. So the whole issue of decentralization, those are the technical issues that we're asking about. What is the sustainability part of it? If you send people to Banga to work, do they live in that area so it makes the work easy? Do they live there to make the work easy? Are you going to employ new people that already live in the area that they will be able to carry out that operation? Are they trained to do that operation? Those are the questions we are asking. Then my brother say, yeah, we don't know what we're talking about. We are related to evil. So you see, those are the things we are asking about. You live in a diaspora. Your local DMV right around your area. Those that work there, they live almost live in the community. They don't have to go to the state capital. You don't have to go to state capital to get your driver license. You can just get in your car 5 minutes to the DMV office where you have your neighbors that work there, right there. They provide quality service. So this is what we are talking about. With this decentralization, with the issue of birth certificate, with the issue of national ID card, all these things coming together, does the government have the capacity to be able to deal with it? We need someone to come and explain to us. If my boy family got someone in the government that they can call to come on our show to kind of explain to us how the operational aspect of this particular decentralization will work, then I'll be here to listen. So if you can do that for us, that would be good. Because always in Liberia, let me just close on there, my sister, because it's very important. In Liberia, we can only start something we get in it. Like I was telling about the driver licensing. People still going back to Liberia, Monrovia to do licensing instead of going to the they make it a big show in the Joya government. They make it a big show. The whole place was back that day. Soon the president left from there, they go back to the same thing. People have to come back home and go back to
continue.
You see? So that's what we are saying.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the show tonight.
No problem. Yeah, from let's take us on.
All right. What a great show we had tonight. And like I've always said, those 3 things, those of you who are watching us in the comment section, and those of you who will eventually come across this video later on tomorrow, those 3 things, just do it for us. Make sure, share. Leave a comment and say one or two things in the comment section. We're gonna read it later on, and also follow us.
Subscribe, follow.
Subscribe. So we
It's
on
free, y'all.
YouTube and also on Facebook. It's just free, just one click, and you're already in, and you're part of the family. So thank you so much for the patience to be with us. I know sometimes these are extremely difficult economic time, but yet and still, some people still, manage to stay up and listen to us, contributing one way or the other to the growth and development of our country. And also, I want to tell you, Amy, thank you also for the sacrifices you made. It's not an easy thing to sit up for hours, almost 3 hours every night, while other people taking their time to do other things, but you are up here contributing to nation building. And I want to commend you for that. They say it's better you give a man his flower while he's still alive.
The day you try and forget it will expose you.
I'm telling you.
We need to order on me.
So
George not get me to George
in conclusion, George then I so scam on it. I don't mind it being business then I made George say now what they frustrated because all the operation will close all up.
No, I go to the frustrated
that frustration that yeah. Oh yeah, they say he's sleeping. He saw the song that people sang for the old man when he stopped in Banga in the market.
Oh, I forgot to play that video.
Oh yeah, they say the people say you are sleeping, but now
you wake up.
You wake up.
So President Joseph Mwambaka passes through Kakata for Monrovia after attending the dedication of a secondary school in Bon County. So tons of my Gibeons, or thousands of my Gibeons have left their busy schedules, and as you can see along the road, they are here and waiting the president to see the president passing. Imagine the president is now stopping just to pass through Kakata. You see how packed is the street. So there's one of the vehicles that is in the president's convoy. So as you can see. So there we go, President Joseph Mwambaka. President Joseph Mwambaka, the president of Liberia, passes through Kakata this pleasant evening. So the street is packed. There should be the first of Ekan after several years for Kakatonians or Magibians, to have come out in their numbers to see their president passing while he leaving from Bon County. Either on he went to Bomb, later went to Lofa County, and now he's going back to Monrovia. So as you can see,
I'm telling you, the one I enjoy the message Kakatonians.
Yeah, the man invented new
words.
The man invented new pronoun for people in Kakata.
Look, that old man is actually a Joseph, man. He's a Joseph for real. I said Josh, you can take it or you leave it, but he's a Joseph. But I mean, like I was saying, we are happy, and I say it is just sheer ignorance and sometimes high level of stupidity. Sorry for the expression, that people will think that you expect this government to skip over all of the projects that have been agreed. Funding have been made available. Some of our left-wing brothers, some of our brothers from the fifth column, think that it is wise enough for the president to start a brand new project that how successive government have done in the past. That because this person started a project, I'm going to touch it. I'm going to start my own. That got the country underdeveloped, stagnated. Imagine see that EJ robbery. It was pressure that made Manasseh to even do the central bank. It was pressure that even made Manasseh to do the health ministry. Severe pressure because the pressure was not only on Manasseh Lee, it was because of those buildings they were renting out. The money was so heavy, and the government saw that they can't do it anymore. That's how they were sure pressure to go do that thing. But imagine that area where they built a ministerial complex. After no, they had the ministry that was there was the defense ministry that Sami Doe was building. They said that property was not an easy property, but Manasseh Lee said they should break it down. People are saying they should just go and build on it and expand it. She said no, you have to take that whole thing down because it was Sami Doe. So this is the same thing that people say.
The one you want to I'll quickly join inside. Manasseh Lee only broke that building now because of the grief she had between she and Sami Doe. That
I don't want but I don't want to talk about that. So I get leave it like that. I know exactly. So
because there was nothing wrong with that building.
Yeah, nothing wrong. That building was very
renovation and to expand the Ministry of Defense because the structure was there, the blueprint, everything was there. It's not like nothing was in place, everything was in place. Only the war caused that building to be completed. The beef between she and Sami Doe, that's the reason why she don't want to take that.
She would know better. This man was dead. That wasn't his money.
Yeah, so
why would she be?
They demolished that whole area, and that's why they put the EJS ministerial complex there. She remove your own. She say, I'm here for that. Because she told that man, say, you country boy, go back to the barracks, give me the presidency, and go back to school. That's what she told the man. But let's leave it like that. This is the same mentality that some of our brothers want for President Boubacar to do, to abandon the project, that because we beat on President Weah, that your guys were not performing well, they were eating the Liberian people money, and the project was not moving. After you already say, we secure all the funding. You secure the funding, why didn't you complete it? What were holding you for?
6 years.
What were holding you? So this is complete absent-mindedness. So that means this president was focusing more on singing music and dancing his song and dancing his music and doing the other thing you were doing, and not focusing on the thing the Liberian people wanted him to do. You see what I'm saying?
Focusing on?
So now President Boubacar is saying all of those projects that have been secured with funding by donors and other taxpayer dollars, I will make sure I complete all of them. Since the young man cannot do it, the old man will finish it all. And then now, if President Boubacar finishes that project and there's no other project he erect, then you guys can come on now and say something else. But we can already see that the first radiation therapy center is being constructed. So now people will start taking the first cancer treatment in Liberia under President Joseph Yewon Boakai. People don't know that. Yeah. And they're building another big facility in extension to a very comprehensive diagnostic lab in Liberia to add on to the other one that, being old age over there. People don't know what, you go there, when they give you typhoid and malaria diagnosis, they're giving you now something that is on par with other countries. So you cannot leave the country now and go to a country like Nigeria or Ghana, for diagnostic purposes. So when Liberian doctors diagnose your problem, you know that you will not be second guessing, say, oh, I don't trust the one. Let me fly to India, and in the end they bring you back in body bag. Look, President Boubacar and his team of officers have already earmarked plans. The government is structured. They are taking things one step at a time. They are not like all over the place. You go to the person, you see the president do groundbreaking here. That's the reason why the guys were confused. You do groundbreaking for all the things because you made the money were already there. The Union Party government already secured the funding. You did the groundbreaking for everything, and you join the people. You are getting starting there, then you leave it. You're thinking that when it comes to election, close to election, then you go do quick impact project, little parks, little small fee you did. Then you say, oh yeah, Sean, we are, let's do the one here. So it will tell the people and you can do people say that la, enough is enough. We cannot go for that. And so
2 years now, what have you done? 2 years now, what have you done?
Completing those projects that George we had did not do.
2 years on your calendar. I don't know how you calculate your 2 years, but 2 years on your calendar.
2 years.
Thank you. Don't say almost 2 years. You said 2 years. 2 years on your calendar. We still have time to complete your project, and we still have. If 2 years out of 6 years, 4 years, in 4 years time, what will happen?
You're supposed to be getting funding now for other projects. What are you doing? You're traveling and,
So
and
if
spending our
4
money,
years,
getting nothing in return.
wait a minute. So in 4 years, the government cannot secure funding. So you want to tell me say it was in the first 2 years, Joe, we are secure all the funding for all the projects that he
Okay,
couldn't
so let me
complete
come
now?
in a little
Georgia
bit
got
because I
$10
was
million
going to
from France.
let me
You
come
got
in
$10
a little
million in the
bit.
Man, this
first
is
2
not
years.
argument now. We closing.
I
We
Man,
gotta
we
know.
go.
closing, man. We closing. Nothing now. Let's say argument. He got all that money. Joe is a celebrity. He got all that money. That he say he got all that money. What more did he do? How many person he took out of poverty? 27 million? We did not change the narrative. Your people
But
were
now,
still, the people were still kept in agile poverty. Diseases were still distributed to our people. Our people still lack the basic necessity. They never had access to good health facility. You never have access to water. They never have access to electricity. Then you still saying now, you're saying this, that, this, that. This government is focused. You saw what happened in the issue, in the innovation of electricity now in Monrovia. You see the innovation that is going on with electricity. You see the innovation that is going on with the car going to the southeastern, going all the way. Imagine buses going now in the rainy season to all the way as Maryland, entering all the way. My man, I don't know how people thinking that this government going to solve all the problem in 2 years. Look, I'll continue to keep my heads up and give it to President Bouaka. I'm happy that he completing all the project. Let him finish all the project, and then now you guys will be discussing that project. Then we'll move on to the next phase. Everything is systematically organized so that everything will be set, and our Liberian people will see the effect of what they meant while you say he was sleeping. Now he's waking up. So thank you very much. Thank you to our
first
people
of
who
all,
always taking the time.
in almost 2 years, when you keep and
and
met
we
the country credit score with well
telling you,
almost
man.
2 billion, 2 point something billion in debt, you have to pay some of the bills back before you can have the credit to borrow and do things. Yeah, you don't expect money to start falling from heaven. So let's not even the little one you have to complete all of the projects that were did that could have been completed in 6 years.
Oh, my
but was
friend
not
Alfred, I
prepared.
just seen that you had a mark on you. I never knew that
Yeah.
Alfred went and secure your mark.
Yeah, so all of the argument is just like to muddy the water with all of these things. Like I think these shit, when they see these projects going on, they get like Teresa Jubo because those are things they were supposed to get done. Yeah. How long would it take you to build a school? In 6 years. It had already been something under the past administration and passed it on to you. In 6 years, you couldn't complete it. And then this person coming in 1 to 2 years. And then you want him to leave it to go and jump on something else? What sense does that make? They're a waste of money. Yeah. And then why we talking about education? He has that in his agenda, IRS agenda. So we had all the roles. Education is there that the agriculture, my brother African said we need to see something in which is right. But there are little things. I wanted to show you the carrot, Alfred, but so
Alfred, did not see the carrot the last time?
No.
Oh.
Did he get a video? So I couldn't show him. Yeah, so we
yes, I did.
It's
I
not
saw
perfect
it.
yet. We are not saying everything is all good, but we're getting there. God's willing. We will get there. So thank you all for coming, Tommy, Maru, who else? Rufus.
You see what happened in Burkina Faso, you can know that they post serious for business.
Rufus, we have all the way.
You're gonna bet.
I know my Oma Ru go back. She just on me today. What is name, Oma?
Francis Harris.
Francis Wilson.
See, Francis say my picking a community from CDC.
Thank you all for coming. We appreciate you, and with this, thank you so much. Like we said, let us continue to what? What is it?
So we have Willard, Willard from Texas.
Is it Think Liberia? From that, help me here. What is
Love Liberia.
Think Liberia.
And Bill Liberia.
I thought they thinking first.
Anyone can come first, Mama.
Think Liberia, Love Liberia,
Bill Liberia. There you go. It makes sense that way. So yeah, thank you all for coming, and God willing, we'll be here tomorrow. Let's continue to do this. Share, and Oh, today we didn't even put the numbers up for calling, but we forgot, and the time is fast spent, so we just wanted to,
Yeah.
call it a night, and we will be here, guys. Well, and tomorrow we had a full house today, so things so the time kind of ran by fast. So we thank you, we thank you for coming, and God's willing, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.